everyone, and welcome to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced. I am your DM, Asmodeus, deity of indulgence, unmatched strategist and orator, and ruler over all devils, chosen by the universe to protect it from annihilation. Under my watch, the universe will take on a pristine and perfect state. But in the meantime, however, I will allow a bit of indulgence so that we can play pretend with some D&D. Victoria, would you like to get announcements together for me, please?
As your loyal imp servant, I certainly would. First of all, you already know what it is. Big shout out to our spectacular, wonderful sponsor, Little Dragon Corp. Little Dragon Corp is a Canadian dice company that supplies all kinds of really awesome tabletop gear. And you can check out their Twitter at LittleDragonCo1 to stay updated on their awesome products. And don't forget to use the code, it's a new code, PROBONUS, PROBONUS, and you'll get 10% off your order when you head over to littledragoncorp.com. But they're just really good. Also, big thanks to Twitch, OBS Streamlabs, Many-Sided Dice, and Team MZ. It's thanks to their support that we can do what we do. And don't forget to check out our other games. The schedule should be below the Twitch video feed, but we can also put it in chat. We have games every day of the week. Sometimes we have more than one game per day. We have games for several published modules. We have a couple homebrew games. So there's a pretty good chance that you'll find what you're looking for if you just keep checking out our content. Kristy's not here for Mystic Hour. She's in Japan. So just give her a couple weeks and maybe we'll have some stuff. There's some ideas floating around of some things for that. So just wait, because she's living her best life in the place that she loves.
You're telling me this isn't Kristy up here?
Hello? Yeah, Kristy actually grew a beard. But that's all I have for announcements.
And we do have our wonderful friend Matthew here, who is guesting in place of Kristy and is going to be doing some producing stuff for us today. So, woo, Matthew.
I remembered to unmute Victoria before she did her stuff.
Woo!
Okay. So, unless anybody has anything else that they'd like to add.
Butt cheeks.
Let me know what you think about this new overlay that I designed. If you like it. Because I want to know.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. So,
I will chime in from a production standpoint. I love the fact that the mushrooms and stuff on Victoria's actually, the images are cleared out a hell of a lot better than I could ever pull off from mine. So
there you go. Okay. So with all that being said, would anybody like to jump in and give us a bit of a recap for some inspiration?
Sure, Matt. You want to? What happened last
if you want a little bit of information, you were watching a little bit.
I'll let somebody who can actually run through, because I was also dealing with the kids and playing Borderlands 3 last week.
I got you. So if I remember correctly, we picked up right in Temperance's office at the Blackstaff Academy. Temperance is the apprentice to the Blackstaff herself, who has also been giving Sir some magical tutelage on the side. Thanks, Tempe. But we took our findings from the air elemental situation happening in the City of the Dead to Temperance to see about how we could solve it and whether or not we would be able to use her magic to track down who was responsible for placing the stone that bound the air elemental into the City of the Dead. Temperance went through a scrying spell and told us that the person who she was attempting to scry on seemed to be warding themselves or protecting themselves in some way from the scry, which we learned isn't necessarily the most difficult thing to do, but definitely makes them seem a little bit more suspicious and dangerous. Not having anywhere more to go from that standpoint, Temperance said that the Magisters and members of the Blackstaff would continue to investigate, but she came with us back to the City of the Dead just to properly banish the air elemental without having to hurt it, and then Sir also took a copy of the runes that were on the stone for us to possibly be able to study, just in case we encounter anyone with basically similar rune handwriting, to aid in the investigation. But Temperance went back. We handed in the quest for Father Tyre, got paid, returned the key. Tallice asked him some questions. He gave a little bit of insight. We're trying to figure out who's going to betray us later on down the line. But we decided that we would go. We actually split up. Sorry. Tallice went to the Yawning Portal to go talk with her friend Davil. And Sir and Tallice went to Krebler Silversmiths to see about commissioning some armor for Nova, since she keeps on getting stabbed and Sir is worried about her. The armor is going to be on its way, but more importantly, Tallice had a meeting with Davil where she basically admitted, like, hey, I like said your name to the Blackstaff's assistant. I was like talking about how I was in contact with you. But I wanted to let you know so that you didn't think that I was like going behind your back or anything. And Davil was like, we're friends. It's fine. Also, I'm like totally friends with the Blackstaff. She doesn't know that I'm like part of the Zentarum, but you know, we're good. We have a working relationship. Tallice was like, haha, cool, great. So we're like, cool. And he's like, we're good. We're good. You know, secrets for secrets. I'm helpful with my friends and we're totally friends, right? Tallice is like, yeah, but like my other friends don't trust you, but I do. And so that was a whole thing. But when she left Bramble, her new familiar, inside to spy on Davil and see what he was planning next after she left. And he's getting a whole bunch of people together that are supposedly on his side in this sort of internal Zentarum issue. Let's see. Tashlin, Istrid, Schemo, who I believe is Schemo specifically being requested because they want to scry. So I wrote Schemo Wizard ? And someone just called the big guy, because Tallice talked to him about this Erstal person who seems to have caused some problems on the mountain earlier. Davil's like, I want to see how loyal he is to me, so I'm gonna get some people together and figure that out. Tallice and the party reconvened. We sort of shared all of that information. Sir admitted that while Tallice's relationship with Davil makes him worried, he thinks that it's the right thing to do to gain his trust, and he's trusting that she knows what to do, which was cool. Trying to think. Oh, God, there's so much that happened. Oh my God. We had rich people. Rich people showed up. Fancy rich people from the cover of the book. I'm blanking on their name. It's with a C.
Victoria and Amalia Castellanter with their children.
Amalia, yeah, with their Elzarina and Terenzio. So their big deal. They're having like a party for the twins. We saw that they were getting some swords commissioned. So they're hanging out. Tallice hung out with the kids. Sir and Nova hung out with them. And are trying to procure kind of like a catering deal where the Three of Cups will go over there and cater their party, kind of get the word out a little bit more, beneficial business relationship. Tallice saw the captain, Captain Zaraz, in disguise.
As JB never caught.
The worst disguise name in the history of the world, who just wanted to check up on her and check up on how Nova was doing. So that was awkward. And then Sir was trying to be all extra polite for the Castellanters, and Zardoz was like, stop being a bootlicker. And so Sir was like, fine, what do you want me to do? I mean, I was gonna like sing tonight to like get loose, but now I'm not gonna. And everyone was like, Sir, you gotta sing. And Sir was like, fine. And so he sang a song that that I wrote, the human Dylan wrote. And it actually didn't go horrible. And that's kind of where we ended off. A lot of stuff happened. Oh my god. Sorry if that took so long.
Okay. You may take a point of inspiration.
I missed a whole lot after the familiar scene with Devil.
Yeah. The Castellanters showed up and it was hello.
Hello. Okay. So then we begin that evening. I know Nova was kind of doing her stuff with her tarot readings upstairs with her little hookah bar, and everybody was kind of downstairs getting everything ready and set up with the bar, making sure that the business was running a bit smoothly. The Castellanters were there enjoying a meal with their children. Sort of saying, JB Nevercaught was hanging out for a little bit. If there's anything else that anybody would like to do with their evening before we move on to the next day.
I got the handkerchief, right? That's like confirmed.
You did get the
Yes.
handkerchief. Your little
Yes.
buddy ran off with it.
Yes,
Sweet.
I forgot. Yeah, you had to get a handkerchief from a noble as requested by your boss. Sir's just going to be practicing his magic when he gets some free time in the night, but that's all. He's going over his alphabet. He is practicing his somatics, that sort of thing.
Okay. Anything else for you, Vic?
No, gonna get that handkerchief and go to bed.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Do you say goodbye to JB before you
Oh,
go?
Yeah.
Okay. The Castellanters will finish their meal. They do kind of mingle a bit, kind of walking around, looking at the bar, like the actual bar, because you guys have like had things like constructed and commissioned. She's like looking around at like the moldings on the walls. She's like actually taking in like the architecture of the building rather than the fact that this is a bar in which people are drinking and having a good time. Before the night gets too late, though, they do have children with them, so they do eventually leave. But they did enjoy the food, at least it seemed, and they enjoyed Sir's performance as well.
Good.
Okay. All right. I think a few of you, I think you might be down a little bit of health, so you may take a long rest to get that back.
You've just had like a tourniquet on like your thigh or something this whole night, walking on it.
Okay. So then the next day, morning time. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
I knock on Sir's door like as soon as I wake up.
Okay.
Oh, I,
Sir?
stop! I'm coming. he's got no boots. He's like just has like he's holding up his pants with like one hand. He's got no shirt on. He opens the door. He's like, "What?"
In the background, you can see the duck just like loafing on his pillow.
No. Good morning.
That was loud. I thought I
Well,
was
you
gonna
need to wake
sleep.
up. Are we gonna go to the yawning portal? Are we gonna try to spy?
Does spying on secret business meetings happen at like what time is it?
I think it's like maybe 7:30 right now. I've been up for like at least an hour.
Well, if we had a long rest and we close at 2, it's like
Oh, I went to bed before that.
oh god. Okay. Then maybe Sir didn't get a full one. I don't know. But he's like, sure, yeah, we can spy. Nova and I have to pick up stuff from Krebs at some point today, but I'm sure that we can wait until the afternoon to do that. Or maybe she's already gone. I don't know.
All right, well, I mean, we don't have to go like right now because like Davil's probably asleep. He sleeps really late because he needs his beauty sleep. But like, I just want to
Yeah.
make sure you weren't doing anything else with your day. I'm
Are
gonna
you
be
like close enough that you know each other's sleeping schedules now? Are you like
No, but I went there once at like noon and I was like, "Where's Davil?" And Yagra was like, "He's asleep." And I was like, "Well, shit."
because no self-respecting person should be up before noon. I say, working on the docks.
Excuse me, the sunrise is really lovely from like the top floor windows, but you wouldn't know because you're sleeping in.
Are you gonna let me take a bath and then I'll join you? Or do I not get to do that? And
Yeah.
I don't mean joining me for the bath. I'm gonna
Alright.
go do that.
Fine.
Okay, he like pats the side of your face.
I'll be in the yard.
In the yard. Okay. I'll go take a bath. Get
Okay.
dressed and then join her.
All right. So you take your bath, you get dressed. When you go out into the main area of your tavern, your chef is there. Your chef and all of the people in the kitchen usually come rather early because there's a lot of prep that needs to be done. Delivery is to be taken care of, making sure that they get the first pick of like any produce or anything that comes through or any meat that comes through. And there are plates on the bar of like breakfast that's been like made for the three of you.
Thank you, everyone.
It's very delicious. This is really good fruit.
He's eating, so he's just like so slow, so tired.
Okay. All right. Then your crew's kind of around, just getting stuff prepared.
You know, did we tell you about what we talked to the castle enters about last night? Did anyone ever inform you?
No, no one ever informed. I didn't even know that the castle enters were here. I spend most of my time back there in the kitchen, so it honestly probably would have been nice if I was informed that I was making food for.
I asked if they would like to, if they. I actually requested if I should go fetch you, but they said they were with their children, so they apparently were trying to not.
Well, I
be
hope they liked
too
it at
demanding.
least.
They said that it was very good from
Oh,
what I
good.
heard. So
What's
job.
this plan you said you were talking to them about?
They are having a birthday party for the twins. And they have not gotten catering for it yet. They are considering us for catering the event.
My food.
Yeah.
That's quite an opportunity.
Yeah, it is. And they were offering to get us connections for more like tropical fruit. Like I had a banana.
I've never had a banana.
I think there's
Bana-
still some left
but
in the. I know, right? It's a weird word.
There's like a
but I mean, yes,
pineapple.
I just love an opportunity to cook with new food. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and get that organized, and I'll keep you and all of the staff informed so that we can determine whether or not we're gonna have to close. Essentially,
Does
here.
closing mean that we're not going to get our wages for the day?
No. I mean, on the night of the event, you will obviously be paid extra for
Okay.
working the event. Just whether or not we're going to be able to do both, essentially.
Okay.
It's still in the planning phases.
All right. That
Okay.
sounds like a plan. Do you want more potatoes at all or anything?
Oh, I would actually. These are really good potatoes.
Okay. Picks
They're
up
the
your
best.
plate. Turns to walk back towards the kitchen. As they kind of move through the doorway to the kitchen, it's more like it doesn't have an actual door. It's just kind of an open doorway.
Saloon. Oh,
Yeah. As they sort of start to pass through that doorway, there is a gigantic booming crashing noise coming from outside. It shakes the building. It shakes the walls. Paintings fall to the ground. They kind of stumble into the door frame and like hold themselves up. There is a flash of light from the windows out to the street. You hear screaming.
Can
and
we
then
go out
silence.
there?
What the hell?
Can we run out there? What's happening?
I don't have my stuff. Oh god, I'm going with.
You'd like to go outside?
Yeah, I want to look at what's going on.
Okay. Opening the door, There is a very acrid smell of smoke that whooshes into the building. It is very hazy outside. It's gray. It's dark, even though it is daytime. You can hear through the haze kind of voices starting to speak. There are anguished sort of cries that are starting to be louder and louder. Moving through the cracks and smoking up into the interior of your home is the smoke, as the street is just covered. Lots of the buildings have especially yours, you are noticing there is a lot of singeing on the wood that is against the walls of your house, singeing on the wood that is against the walls of the buildings that are on the other side of the alleyway. It's just standing in the doorway. That's kind of what you're seeing.
Are there dead bodies in the
Do you
street?
move out into the alley?
Yeah.
Okay. Moving out into the alley. It is kind of carnage. There are dead bodies and surviving victims.
Can I go to one of the so are there people, can I try to like help if there are people that were like in it but are still alive, can I try to like pull them out of like the smoke and like help them?
Yeah.
Looking around you, you can see Fala from Curlin's Crown moving out of the building that she has her business in. There are a lot of nobles that are kind of around, some injured, some who were able to kind of move across the blast. Looking around the crowd, you see a dwarf as well. If you would like to describe your character, please.
Oh, we're just getting into it.
Stands about 3.5, 3 3/4 feet tall. Long, sort of shaggy red hair, hangs down, sort of parted in the middle, but it's like uneven. You can tell one half of his head is shaved, and it's just sort of like fallen over on both sides. Wearing a set of studded leather. You see, doesn't seem to have much on him besides just a short bow and a quiver on his back.
So outside now, you would have been on the edge of this blast. You would have been moving down across what you know is Troll Skull Alley, even being able to see the Three of Cups ahead of you when there was a gigantic fiery explosion. So this is the immediate aftermath of this gigantic fiery explosion, where you're like, oh shit, okay, as like they kind of come rushing out of the Three of Cups. You're over here. All of you see there are bodies that have been scattered. And yes, Tallice, you can move forward and begin to help people that you saw that are injured, kind of getting them out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like firemanning, picking up people that can't walk, that kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm running over, going to start pulling anyone who I can find that's alive, start trying to slide them away from whatever this impact was.
Yeah,
Okay.
is there like a central is it like a circular like there like area, like there's a central explosion point and like
There is a central explosion point. There is a central explosion point outside of your home.
Does it look like it came from underneath, or did something come down?
Roll me a retroactive perception check for as you were moving through Troll Skull Alley.
That's not bad. Perception, that's 16.
Okay. It was a little difficult to ascertain whether whatever caused the explosion came from up, or below, but the explosion happened in the air.
Oh. Okay.
In grabbing, are there City Watch on the scene yet? I mean, it just happened. I don't know.
It did just happen. You do not see any City Watch yet.
Okay, so Walser is like kind of grabbing people. If he sees this dwarf that's doing sort of a similar thing, like in middle of picking people up and stuff, it's just like, Did you see what happened? Did anyone call the guard?
No, I don't know what happened. Something blew up in the air. Where do I put these people?
Tallice, should we take them to the Three of Cups? Should we?
Yeah. I'm gonna anyone because I can't really lift people who can't walk, but anyone who's like ambulatory, I'm gonna try to like gesture into the tavern, and I'm gonna just like kind of gesture for them to bring everyone in.
Yeah, I'll gesture to you. I'll be like, to the Three of Cups. Come on, we have room. Bring the people in.
I'm just gonna bend over, sort of grab under the arms of the first one that's alive, and just start like half dragging this person over.
Okay, all right. So you can take the time to start pulling anybody who's injured or even not injured, just like having people congregate in the Three of Cups. So entering the building, I mean, Victoria and Dylan, would you like to describe what he's looking at when he comes inside?
What is he looking at when he comes inside? What did we do?
I mean, God, I wish I could look at our floor plan again. But I know you, decoration-wise, you made it look a lot like it has the vibe of the Sea Maiden's Fair. So there's like banner ribbons that kind of actually hang from the ceiling in certain places. If I remember correctly, you walk in
a little like, I think it's like probably like darker wood, a little bit like design vibes from like a Vardo / Carnival, but like not tacky, like a little bit bohemian.
Bar is, I believe, on the right. There's the stage for performing on the back
bar is like
corner.
didn't you carve stuff into the
Yeah, the whole front of the bar, I carved a whole little like relief design, probably of us or just sort of something like a water.
Didn't you carve a beholder or like a gazer or something? You carved a gazer into it, didn't you?
That's my tattoo on my back.
Oh.
It's I was imagining it was like us and the Three of Cups symbol, and like it's just sort of like a cityscape kind of relief, with the three of us. Very very like mural on the side of a stone wall kind of thing. The stairs are at the far back. Purples and blues, main color scheme for pops of color, with some spread out tables.
Okay, so you were all able to start letting people come in, sit down if they need to, putting anybody who's injured kind of off in more comfortable positions. People who are on your staff are kind of coming forward with like basically first aid things that they have available to them here, working here.
Yeah. Like,
where's Nova when you need her? These people need bandages. I don't know how to wrap a bandage. Should I try to wrap a bandage? I'm gonna try to wrap a bandage on someone. I'm gonna try to wrap a bandage on someone. And I'm giving myself disadvantage because I'm flipping out.
Totally fine.
4.
You've wrapped a cloth around him.
Tallice, no. Go upstairs and get a lot of get Nova's pillows and stuff, because there's a lot of people. He's calling out for Nova that there are people hurt if she's in the building, but
she's in the building right now. She will come down and she will start assisting.
Okay, so I want you to go upstairs, get extra blankets, get pillows, bring them down, get them comfortable. I'm sorry I haven't got your name, but we need to get more people.
Doesn't even wait, just turns and heads back out.
All right. Okay. So we'll head back out.
The smoke is starting to clear now that Sir and Kellen are going outside. And it is now very plain to see that of the people who are injured and of the people who are here, there are 10 dead bodies.
Jeez. If there's still any people that are kind of shocked and like not hurt, but they're kind of like they don't know what to do, I'm like, if someone has not called the city watch, like, get people down here, injured people at the Three of Cups. He's trying to like be the tell people what to do person in this situation, because he knows that people panic and they freeze up.
Okay. Fala was talking to just a group of people as you two come out. She sees Sir, who she recognizes, or who they recognize, excuse me, and comes out. Fala is a half-elf person she's got just kind of a slight point to her ears, golden braided hair that's kind of braided down their back. They're wearing just like a green shirt with brown pants and boots. Sees Sir, comes over to the two of you. There was someone, I saw him, he ran away. I saw him. Someone took something from that gnome and limped away. She's pointing to a gnome-looking person who is dead on the ground.
What? Damn it. What direction? What did he look like?
Points down towards the alley. Turns to Kellen, holds her hand out. Fala, nice to meet you.
Kellen.
I was watering plants in the greenhouse on the second floor of my shop when the blast blew out of the windows. I was very lucky that I wasn't injured. Those windows broke. There's glass everywhere. Though the smoke through it, I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of that dead gnome and then start limping away. He was badly burned. He was casting glances over his shoulders like he was afraid someone might be following him.
And he's probably not moving too fast. God, am I really gonna do this again?
I can tell the watch. I'm just telling you to here.
Okay. We should probably focus on getting the injured people.
I ain't up for the bit chase.
I mean, you run fast. I'm saying this as I'm like I'm gonna up getting more people. It's like you wouldn't. No. I got in trouble last time I chased after some dude. No, I'm just helping.
Okay. There is an injured woman, a noble woman who is sitting on the ground. She appears to be in shock. She's kind of just staring off into space.
Okay. Ma'am, look at me now, okay?
She blinks
Breathe.
and looks up at you.
We're trying to get everyone into the Three of Cups. Can you stand?
She holds her hand out and starts to stand up.
I'll help her up.
I heard what they were saying. And I'm telling you, I don't think it was a man. It was a puppet shaped like a man, but without strings.
A puppet. All right.
She's looking between the two of you, just kind of like.
Okay. All right. Let's get you somewhere safe. All right.
She points up to the roof.
I look where she points.
It's a roof.
Okay. All right.
Does it look like there's a way to get up there easily?
Oh, there's awnings, there's windows, there's bricks. If you wanted to get a footing, you could definitely get up there if you were nimble enough.
I'm gonna scamper up and take a look.
Okay, go ahead and roll me an acrobatics check if you're proficient.
Yep. Nope. That's a 5.
Wait, you can wait. Oh no, wait.
Okay.
I think I'm still a little bit of shock.
So down the street just a little bit, there's a building that has kind of an awning that's moving over a building. You're able to kind of get a footing on the window and get your hand up on that awning, but when you go to pull yourself up, it's just not working very well. You drop down.
Look around. Look if the big one saw that. Nobody saw that.
So it's just kind of there's a silent solidarity. I too once tried to climb a building and it didn't work.
I tried to climb a cliff and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Actually, I should mention something I forgot to say in his description. He is wearing very dark glasses.
Like sunglasses?
Like almost like goggles.
Okay. I'm vibing. No, I'm gonna lead. I'll lead this panicked woman as calmly as I can. Still trying to walk her like a lady, not being handsy.
Okay.
Get her inside. I will, in the very short moment that I'm there with Nova and Tallice, kind of relay. There was someone walking off. She says that it looked like a puppet of a person. This might have been some kind of attack. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on.
It threw something.
Okay.
While they were out there, could I have tried to like ask someone who looks like less injured, like what happened?
Sure. There are quite a few just noble individuals here. You can stop and speak with one of them. I mean, honestly, I'm not very sure. We were just walking down the street. I was delivering something to one of the shops here, and I mean, I was just talking to my friend here, and then suddenly we were being hurled forward by some force, and we turned around, and there was a massive fire. But then the fire immediately went out. It was very, very strange. Like it was like this very big explosion, and it was bright, and there was lots of flames. And then as soon as it was there, it was just gone, and it left all the smoke, and it left all the marks on the buildings.
That's really weird. That's really weird. That doesn't sound right. Thank you. I don't know what's going on. This is crazy.
I'm sure someone's is getting the city watch at this point. Do you think I should tell Temperance?
Well, hold on. All right, what did you tell me? What did you find out? There was a man like a puppet?
Some people say it was a man that was limping away. One person says that it was a puppet-looking man, like a puppet without strings. She pointed to the roof, like there could have been, a puppeteer or something from there, and
So
that it took something from one of the bodies out there.
Wait, all right, hold on. You're saying they
Wait.
show me which body it was.
Fuck. Okay.
We gotta do this
yeah.
before the freaking guard gets
No,
here.
no, he's
Outside, Kellen, will you roll me a perception check, please?
Victoria.
What?
The stone.
That is much better. That is a okay, not quite as good, but that is 13.
Okay, a 13 will do it. The reason it is so noticeable to you is that it's kind of chaos out here in this alley right now. People are kind of trying to figure out what's going on, finding their loved ones who may have been separated from them in the aftermath of this explosion. The reason that this is very stark difference to you is that very calmly near one of the businesses where there is a rain barrel outside is a little boy, probably about 10 to 12 years old, holding something in his hand and just very calmly watching everybody doing what they're doing.
Oh, he doesn't look like he's moving. He's literally just standing there.
Yeah, he's just kind of clutching something in his hand, playing with it with his thumbs. He's like watching what's going on, but he's just standing there.
Okay, and do I see any activity coming from the 3 clubs yet? Like, do I see the others coming back out?
Did you guys decide to go back out from the Fear Cups?
Yeah, I want to check out that
because
body.
she wants to see the body and Sir
So
is
then-
starting to
Guard gets
piece things
there.
together.
So then, yes, you would see Tallice and out of.
Okay, and how far away from me is this kid?
From where you're standing, I'd say the kid is about 40 feet away, and you kind of moved down a little bit to find an awning, so you're probably 40 feet away from the kid and like 25 to 30 feet away from the cups.
So I'm going to start moving towards the kid,
Okay.
keeping my eyes focused on the 3 of Cups. The minute I see Sir, whose name I don't know, come walking out, I'm going to start signaling towards the kid.
Okay.
And then watches just sort of pops open a small pouch and is just holding a small leather pouch in his hand, walking slowly
Okay.
towards the kid.
All right.
While while Sir is walking Tallice out, he's like, Tallice, this could be, it could be the Centaurm again. This could be what we were
But
being.
why?
The stone.
But why? Who had?
I don't
Show
know.
me-
I'm
show me
showing. Yes.
All
So
right,
we're coming up on it. It's I mean I'm still like I'm not walking. I'm like.
we're running.
It was that I'm like catching Kel inside, and it's like it was that gnome gentleman over there. I don't know if I should be going after this person. This might be. We're running out of time. Why is he gesturing at a kid?
I don't know. Help me look through this body really quick.
So you see them come out. You're signaling to the kid. Is your signal intent to like make the kid comes towards you? What is your intention with this signal?
So, just trying to signal to Sir that,
I see.
this doesn't quite...
Why is this happening?
Why is this kid looking like,
Okay.
when everybody else is in
Okay.
utter chaos that the world just exploded in front of them? And he's like,
Gotcha.
this is
Okay.
Tuesday.
This. Okay. All right. So yeah, sir, you would see him. He'd catch your eye. You'd see him signaling.
Look, you quickly check out the body. I'm just going to. I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna go over to.
Okay.
You.
Go ahead. You will start with you and Kellen. You can go over.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You walking this way or you walking towards the kid?
No. I'm coming towards both of you, and kind of like I'm looking at you, I'm looking at him, but I'm leaning more towards him. Now I kind of walk towards both of you, and then I kind of veer towards the kid.
Are you joining him?
I'm going to stay a little ways behind. I just want to make sure that I get within like 20, 25 feet of the kid in case he goes to bolt.
Okay. Good enough.
Okay. So
Okay. So he's like holding something in his hand. He watches you approach.
Yeah. How old is he?
He looks to be about 10, 12 years old.
Okay. So I'm gonna get down on one knee. I'm gonna try and look really non-threatening. Hey, are you okay? Are you hurt?
No.
No. Where are your parents? Is there someone here with you?
He points at the bodies.
Is he pointing at the gnome specifically, or just some bodies?
So, just in the general vicinity of the bodies. You have not taken the time to examine what's there, so you're not sure. You do notice though that this child does not have gray skin like the gnome that you noticed. But this child does appear to be a halfling child, so they are very short.
Okay. There are people coming. That's going to help everybody. We're just trying to get everybody in the same place. Do you want to walk with me for a little bit?
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
His hands up, still kind of like this.
But I
see
offer
there's
a
like
hand for him to take it. Hopefully. So.
he doesn't. You can see he's clutching something, and so it's like something in both of his fists, and there's like a chain going from one hand to the other.
Okay, it's probably like maybe a holy symbol or something. Okay. I'll put like one hand on like his back. I'll actually she'll probably be less. Maybe I could walk him to Fala and ask her if she can take him over to the Three of Cups, and just sort of like.
Okay.
Kind of just give her a.
So Sir kind of turns him and walks him towards the direction, because you were kind of hanging back a little bit, Kellen. So kind of towards the direction where you were standing. The kid is walking with you. He's still clutching whatever this is in his hand.
I'm just going to sort of take a step back and noticing Sir's sort of demeanor with him. Just going to sort of be like, Oopsie. Just sort of avert his eyes a little bit, like,
It
Okay.
wasn't a
Maybe-
suspicious child. It was the trauma.
But maybe he's in shock and he wasn't the evil mastermind.
Fair enough. So as the two of you are walking back to the Three of Cups with him, he takes the what he's holding and lets go of it with one hand. It produces what appears to be a necklace, and there's 2 beads on it. Holds it out, just kind of like look it, and he just says, "Do you know what this is?"
Do I recognize it?
Yeah, do I know what this is?
You can choose to either roll Arcana or History. Both of you.
Okay.
It's the same for both.
Yeah, it's the same here. So what the hell? I'll go Arcana.
Okay.
So I'll do history.
Okay, that's not horrible.
Dirty 20.
Better than me. I was a 17.
Still both very good rolls. It strikes you as strange that it's a simple chain that simply has 2 beads on it. And the beads aren't even in a place on the necklace. Like if you're looking at a necklace, like they're not like at the center of the necklace, like you would assume like somebody who's making jewelry would make it. They're kind of like up here. So it appears that there's missing beads on this necklace.
Okay.
Taking a peek at it, each of the beads is kind of a yellowish, orangish color that kind of has like almost like a marble, like with like a cat's eye kind of going through it. That's a little bit white. Both of you know immediately that this is likely a necklace of fireballs. Especially you, Kellen. You've probably seen something like this before.
How many beads look missing?
Difficult to ascertain without taking the necklace in your hand, I think.
And given that I'm somewhat comfortable and know what this is, I'm now pretty sure I know what that explosion was too.
I would say that is a very logical deduction to make. Yes.
I kind of look at you like, I know what this is. Do you know what this is?
Just the jaw is partially agape at this point. It's like I felt like an ass for a minute. Now I don't. Holy shit, I was right. But I still feel like an ass.
I will. I with my hand still kind of on the kid's back. I do know what it is. It's a little dangerous. Is it okay if I take it?
No.
Is it yours?
Well, right after the explosion, I ducked. Benny kind of turns around behind that rain barrel, and I plop, and I found this in the barrel, and I want to keep it.
Listen. There's a lot. There's people that are hurt and scared, and I think that that's going to be useful for figuring out the bad person that may have done this, and we need to give it to the guard when they show up.
Roll a persuasion check.
Gonna use inspiration. Always with children, I'm bad.
What's wrong with me?
Better. 18.
With kind of fallen shoulders, he holds it out to you.
I know. It's super cool. Would you like something to eat? Something to drink? We've got...
He shakes his head as he enters the Three of Cups with you and kind of sits.
Okay.
Tallice. You said you would like to examine the gnome?
Yeah, I want to check out this body before the guard get here and tell me I can't.
Okay. Well, coming upon the crime scene, you see, as I said, 10 bodies. There is one elderly female, 2 male humans that are cloaked in leather armor with sheathed longswords.
What? Hold on, wait. You said 2 humans?
Mm-hmm.
But they had swords?
leather armor, and sheathed longswords.
That sounds shady.
Bodyguards.
Zens?
There are also 2 female humans and 1 male half-elf dressed in plain clothes.
Mm-hmm.
11 bodies, actually. I think I counted wrong.
One is half over there, one's half over there.
1 male gnome with grayish skin, wearing a burned cloak and clutching a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 female halflings who have a flute and a fiddle, and 2 male halflings.
Do they have like instruments and stuff too?
The 2 male halflings did not, but the 2 females did.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What-
Order of operations, because I don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
We're checking out the gnome first. The people with the
Okay.
swords, I want to see, do they have eyeballs tattoos? Do they have Zentarum tattoos? What's up with them? I don't think I'm going to be able to do much else.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Come on, baby! Okay, alright. 17.
Okay. One of the dead male humans who have the leather armor and the sword has a black winged snake tattoo on his right forearm. You said you were also examining the gnome?
Yeah.
Okay. With a 17, you take a peek at this gnome. Are you just like looking like at what you see before you, or are you digging?
I'm digging.
Okay. So the first thing that you note, there is a pouch in his pocket that has gemstones in it.
Shit.
my detective like reversing it all is like
could I maybe like take a couple of the gems?
I will need a sleight of hand check from you.
Shit. I'm about to get arrested. Okay.
that is not the priority.
I want to look at them and see what they are, because they might be like.
I know. I'm not there. I'm just being a shit.
Okay. 16.
Okay. You
have a
are
+5.
reasonably confident that you took a few. How many are you taking?
I only want like 1 or 2 to look at what they
Okay.
are.
You are reasonably confident that you can take 2 gemstones and nobody saw you. The gnome, another thing to note while you're kind of digging in his pocket, he has a dagger that he's got clutched in one hand. There is also what appears to be dry waste on the foot of his boots and his cloak. Like on the bottom of his cloak on the hem.
Is there, if I were to look down the street on both sides, is there like mud or like waste on the? Hold on, no, because there's dung sweepers in the North Ward because it's the North Ward. Does the Dock Ward have dung sweepers or the Field Ward? Okay.
The Dung Sweepers Guild operates throughout most of the city in the field.
But there's no way that so it's like probably slightly more dried. It's not fresh because he wouldn't have gotten it on him in the North Ward.
It is dry waste. And when I say waste, I mean like dookie waste on the foot of his boots and his cloak.
Okay. I know I'm not there, but just correct me if I'm wrong. We did encounter a gray-skinned gnome in the sewers going to the Xanathar's Guild.
You encountered a Duragar.
Oh, okay.
Which is a gray-skinned dwarf.
Gray-skinned dwarf. Okay, but okay.
But you
Okay.
were in the sewers, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not back yet, but I wanted to. I couldn't remember if it was a gnome or a dwarf that we encountered.
Okay,
that's fair.
and that's all that I see on him. That seems to be
Yes.
noteworthy.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see the guard coming?
You look up.
Watch.
You don't see anything immediately in this.
How much time has passed since the time of the explosion? With like 2 or 3 trips to the Three of Cups and back.
It has not been very long. I'd say about 10 to 15 minutes. So you're running low on time.
Okay. 10 to 15 minutes max. Okay. I would be asking Nova things, but she's not here to answer accurately for what Nova would be thinking. So, Sir is looking at Kellen. He's pointing to that bow on your back. Do you know how to use that?
Yeah, I can use it when I need to. I prefer to do things a little less out in the open, but...
Wait right there. I don't have time to put on armor, but I will get some of my gear. So I'll get like my little pack and maybe my shield and the war pick. Just because I imagine I keep like my little like kit for the most part, but no armor. Gonna grab that stuff. The person who is responsible for this is getting away as we speak. Will you help me?
Just see a grin come across his face. Thought you'd never ask. Let's go!
Okay. I need to go get... Nova, I know what you're thinking. Just stay and help these people. I promise I'll be safe.
She... Just... Be safe, please. Get your armor on.
It's gonna take a while.
Just run and
Okay.
don't. You got
Okay.
armor.
Okay.
I know Nova
fine.
would make you put on your armor.
I know she would. It's just heavy armor takes a while to put on. I mean, I think it takes like 10, it might take 5 minutes to put on. It might take 10 minutes.
Could you do it faster with help?
Oh yeah, if he if he helps me, it's half the time, I think.
Sort of run his fingers through his hair a little bit. Pull up the metal breeches.
It says you can get help for taking it off. It doesn't necessarily say that you can get help.
I
putting it
would allow help putting it on.
Okay. Will you help Sir put on his armor so that it's 5 minutes instead of 10?
Yeah.
All right. Hi. So while you're like doing the strap and stuff, by the way, I'm Sir. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
What's your name again?
Kellen.
Kellen. Good to meet you. Okay. Now my friend isn't going to get mad at me. We have to go get my other one, and then we need to move fast. So I hope that you can run fast on those tiny little legs of yours.
Correct.
Sorry, Sir's like 6-7 feet tall.
We need
On
the
this
baby
last-
Bjorn.
On this last strap, down around the midsection, Gel's just pulling as hard as he can, trying to over-tighten it a little bit. Probably not doing a very good job with the 6 strength.
Okay. I'm gonna have you come with me and see if we can find Tallice.
Okay. So, Tallice is still examining the bodies. Was there anything that you would like to do in this
Do I-
5 minutes that his armor is being donned?
Do I see... Where's the nearest, do I see the muddy, any of the dirt from the tracks, leading from a direction? Is there an entrance to the sewers, near the house?
Do you want to take the time to go look?
I mean, yeah, I got 5 whole minutes.
Okay.
I mean,
I got a lot of time.
I got a bunch of time.
Okay.
Sir would have pointed out the alley that that Fala said that she saw Because I believe she said they went down one of the alleys.
Yes.
So if you would check there first.
Troll Skull Alley stretches across. Troll Skull Manor is kind of in the middle, and then next to Troll Skull Manor, there's an alley that goes forward, leading to the main street. So it's basically a T, basically, where the bottom line of the T is next to Troll Skull Manor. She pointed to the right, so it would be Troll Skull Manor moving towards where remember where you guys got the door, the bent nail?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is the direction she's pointed you towards. So you've got Corellin's Crown, which is directly across the way from you. And then moving further down the alley to the right is where the bent nail is, which is a carpenter's shop.
Yeah,
Demon's Steel is over there too.
I don't want to run after the person without help, so I'm more trying to find out, like, in the little bit of time I have before guards come or before my friends find me, can I try to figure out where the gnome came from?
Okay. Roll an investigation check, please.
Not great. I think I have a +1, though that's a 10.
Okay. You are able to see patches of what might be dirt, what might be excrement. You're not entirely sure. But it appears that because whatever is on his boots and his cloak is dry, that he didn't really leave too much of a trail. Yeah.
The sewers.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't know if there was like the nearest sewer grate, like if there were tracks or anything from that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It is about when Kellen and Sir come out of the Three of Cups that you see guards beginning to arrive. Tallice, specifically, you see in that little exit that leads to the main road, 6 guards have been posted.
Ahaha.
That is what you can see from where you are. And another 6 have moved into the alley, followed by 2 men. One is extremely tall, wearing very typical adventuring gear. He's got kind of a cloak over his shoulders that's bunched up around his neck, a sword on his belt, very tall knee-high boots. Appears very tired, he's the kind of man that doesn't necessarily take too much care to his appearance. His hair is kind of a little messy, like dirty blonde hair is a little messy. He's got a mustache that kind of curls up, and the facial hair that comes up on his chin as well. Followed by a man who is much shorter than him, comes up to about his chest. Also has a handlebar mustache, but a much fuller beard, very blonde hair, is wearing sunglasses, and is wearing purple magister's robes.
Is he like a dwarf or like a gnome or like he's one of the smaller like kinds of people?
He appears to just be a much shorter human.
Okay. Well, we probably can't go after the people now, because if we ran, that'll look really shady.
Tallice, they're not gonna be able to find them. Have you put together what I've put together?
Well, he probably came out of the sewers and I don't know, ran off with something.
Just making a note, Kellen, that they are openly talking about this interview.
Yeah, that's why I said, have you figured out what I've figured out?
Y'all need to get away from here without anybody seeing you leave.
Can you do that?
I feel like we should probably, and I know that it's me saying this, but we should probably not just like run in front of all of these guards.
No.
I ain't exactly talking about running. But if y'all know your way around your own street, I can give you a little bit of cover.
Reaches down into his pocket and pulls out a small bottle.
This is a terrible idea. Nova's gonna kill us. Let's do it.
If it makes you feel better, I have her blessing.
Nova can talk to the guards. I get on my earring, hey Nova, and I tell her in my mind all the stuff that we found out, and I'm like, hey, the guards are coming, we're running away, bye. And she's probably really not okay with that, but
I mean,
Yeah,
she already knew me getting my gear. Like,
there's just like a be safe, please.
And
all right, let's go.
what's the plan, Kellen? This is
Kellen's just gonna take out the hold the bottle out and pull the stopper out of the top of the bottle.
Okay. So, Kellen pulls the stopper out of this bottle. The bottle, when he pulls it out, has kind of like a smoky, hazy sort of substance that's like swirling around inside of it. And when he pulls the stopper out of the bottle, that substance begins to come out of the bottle and it begins to expand, much more than what seemed to be able to fit in this tiny little bottle. And around you now, in about a 60-foot radius, which means 120 feet circle, this whole alley is now engulfed in a smoke-like substance that now makes this area heavily obscured.
I slaps her on the butt and I'm like, let's go!
He pauses for a moment. And he's like, okay, it was Tallice's head. Tallice, do either of you know where the closest entrance into the sewers is?
Could roll history checks, the both of you, if you'd like, to see if you can recall.
Sure, why not?
Kellen, you can roll with advantage.
Okay.
We've been around here for a while.
You said history?
Okay.
It's a 6.
That's an 18.
Okay. So down the alley, in the direction that whoever that person saw went, you know that past what is the carpentry business that is here in the corner, because the alley kind of snakes to the right and then moves up a bit, and there's another entrance out into the main road. So it's kind of like an S that goes up to with the buildings to the main road, and in the corner of that S, there is a sewer entrance.
Well, if we go up here right around the corner, it drop down right in.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
I will follow this tiny man. Actually, he's probably not that much shorter than me. I'm like 5 feet tall.
He's like, you're like a foot and a half, 2 feet taller than him, yeah.
We're basic. Us walking in a line is like just a little like Matryoshka doll.
Yeah. So your intention is to go to the sewer?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
I'm
I
going where
Who
the big
has
one
the
tells me to
fireball
go.
necklace?
I do.
Okay.
I already added it in my inventory.
Okay. You can start to hear shouts from the guards. People saying, the guards saying, I need everyone to stay where they are and calm. We will clear the area of the smoke in a moment. People kind of shouting out, like, is there another explosion? What's happening? Like, people getting a little,
very
like, anxious.
sorry.
The area is heavily obscured, which means you are essentially blind. So, how do I want to educate this? How are you moving through? Are you just bolting? Are you like using buildings to move your way down? What?
I was thinking buildings, but I'm following what Kellen does. If
Yeah,
there's,
it's
like a hand on the.
Kellen's actually feeling a little better now that it's nice and obscured. So he'll just follow along the direction he knows, staying right next to the building, hand against there.
Okay. If you're kind of following with your hand against the buildings, I'm not going to say too much that you're stumbling too much, because you're kind of able to like just kind of use it. And you're very familiar, Kellen, with not really having a huge bearing on where you're going on some days. So you're a little bit practiced in like stumbling your way around in an area. So moving forward, using your buildings to kind of move your way around. Snakes forward, you kind of, oh shit, there's a building. I'm kind of going to move up and around it a little bit and like keep going. But you're able to kind of make your way over to the alley, come around in a corner, You check where you are familiar with this sewer grate being. It's there.
Just pop it open and invite the others into the sewer.
Okay.
Are we like hiding here? How are we gonna know where he went if we're in the sewers? Did he go in the sewers? Does there a sign that someone came into the sewer recently?
No,
We can't
there's
see
not
it.
Really.
Yeah, I can't see shit.
I'm
Kellen's
I'm
gonna
going...
stop her the bottle so it stops pouring out smoke. It'll still last for
Okay,
10 more
okay.
minutes, but
I mean, Sir is really kind of just going on his gut that they wouldn't run through the streets. And based on the fact that we know that these people have hung out in the sewers before, and the waste, like, that's kind of just, he's taking these 3 little threads and he's just gonna go, I'm going all in on they went in the sewer. And he's just going with a gut feeling.
Okay.
Alright.
You pop the sewer grate open. You're able to climb down the ladder, jump down into about 2 inches of just gray water.
Phew.
And it's dark. If you have dark vision, you're fine. But it is very dark. There's no natural lighting. There are no sconces. There's nothing here that is making anything brighter for you.
immediately
And
upon
and
getting
close-
down, take about 2 steps forward and pulls up the goggles.
Okay.
Oh, this is so much better.
Yeah, I'll jump down.
All right. Is it basically a one way or the other way, or are we at more of like
Yes.
a... Okay.
Currently, where you are, it is a one.
Should we try to look for signs that someone came down here recently?
Yeah, maybe, because from dropping right down, you're right into water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the sewer, it's round because it's like a pipe, basically. There are like 5-foot sidewalks on either side, and then it kind of comes down into the sewer water. So you can hop up so you're not in water if you'd like, but you are currently in water.
I will hop up out of water. I think I'm gonna try the only thing that I can think to possibly track with, if there isn't obvious footprints, maybe like ash or little burnt pieces of cloth, anything that would insinuate that someone that was up there came down here.
Or if they were hurt, like, are there any like handprints like on the wall from them holding themselves up, where maybe it's like more clean because they like scraped off some gunk?
Okay. You all can roll investigation checks if you would like, if you are searching around.
Can I assist, sir?
Sure. So sir can
mean-
roll with advantage.
Okay.
I mean, I only have a +1.
Well, because I was gonna say, because you're technically looking for something different than I'm looking for.
Oh, all right, then I'll roll.
So
And-
that's all.
And Kellen will go over and help out Tallice looking for handprints on the wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Tallice, you can go ahead and roll with advantage then.
Yeet.
Once he
Mine's
climbs himself up out of the water onto the walkway.
Fair enough.
I rolled the same thing twice, and it was a 3 both times. So that's a 4.
I also rolled a 3.
So all of you kind of moving around the sewer, getting close to the walls, trying to see if there are any handprints, if somebody's stopping and taking a rest, checking to see if there's any ash or anything anywhere, any signs of anybody who had touched anything relating to fire, even the smell of sulfur or anything relating to fire, that very acrid smell of smoke. There are absolutely no signs that anybody was here.
I didn't think anyone came down here. I think they came from here.
Because you wouldn't do something like this and then just walk away on the street. It's the middle of the day.
Yeah, but we didn't even ask anyone in the buildings down here if they saw anyone run through. We should run into those buildings and be like, hey, did you see someone run?
Well, Fala saw someone come down this alleyway, leaving. So if you want to ask if someone saw someone come out on the other side of the alleyway, but we need to make fast decisions.
I guess we'll just head in the direction that's away from where the explosion was.
What direction, like what wards or possibly do these two directions that we're facing lead us to, like corresponding to up above?
You are smack dab in the middle of the northward. So if you went left, roll a survival check.
Okay, because I was gonna think it was running north-south.
Can I help with that?
Okay, thank you. Because it was a 4 and then a 19, and I don't have a bonus, so 19.
Okay, so kind of taking a second to we just came down, we came from that way where our house was, kind of giving yourself a little bit of time to get your bearings. It appears to that the left, when you came down, you're standing straight, left is north, right is south. So left is going to take you further into the north ward, south is still further into the north ward, but towards the castle ward.
Most of the rest of the city of Waterdeep in general would technically be right, because the north ward is
Yeah, the north ward eventually ends, yes.
Yeah, so there's more options if we go south.
All right.
Would it help if I laid out for you the information you have so far?
Yeah.
You found a child who found a necklace of fireball that plopped into a barrel. Someone pointed at the roof. And you have the information of somebody who was moving down the alley and limping.
Can I step out of character to just talk about what?
Oh, and you also spoke with somebody who said that they saw a man, but they also saw a puppet.
And yes, we know that there were Zents.
Yes. I will allow you to step out of character, discuss with your players. That's totally okay.
Yeah, so
Stop this, please.
What Dylan thinks from the experiences that Sir has had. I'm sorry, Kellen, he will not voice most of this. Would you have told Sir? Well, actually, you said everything on the earpiece, so I know that some of the dead bodies were Zents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what Dylan is thinking. You had two people that were armed and armored, and a dude that was looted. Dylan thinks guy with a pouch of... Do you mention that he had a pouch of gemstones?
Yeah.
Okay. We know that the Zentarum specifically kidnapped way back in the beginning, looking for the Stone of Galore, and then the Zentarum and the Xanathars fought each other. We know that. This man had stones, gems, in his pocket. A lot of probably expensive ones. So I think he had the stone, or something that they wanted, had two bodyguards, and there was someone on the roof with the necklace of fireballs that threw them down.
But were his bodyguards Zents?
Yes, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Zents had it, and the Xanathar took it because Xanathar's guild was the people that we know were in the sewer. I'm just... Fireballs from the roof, drop the necklace off of the roof into the barrel, and then someone on the ground
grabs the item and runs. Logically makes sense from the information that we've got. It sounds good.
I just don't see the Zents having it since they were trying to get it in the first place. Like the both guilds are trying to get it, so why would they be bodyguards?
Or
But isn't and this is just something I'll say as a viewer more where I wasn't here for these sessions, but aren't there two factions within the Zents that are currently fighting each other?
That's also true.
We
There's
think so, yeah.
people and Manchun people, so it could have been...
It could be that, right, it could be that one group of the Zents had it, weren't telling anybody yet. It may still have been a Xanathar guild that, hit and rob, But it could be, well, you guys are friends with Devil, it sounds like, so we'll say that the other people could have had the stone, not told anybody, and the Xanathar people found out. But I don't know if they had the thing. I've missed enough in terms of other episodes. I don't know if this guy finds a stone. Does he just take over?
We don't know. I mean, that's pretty accurate for
Stone. If the rumor is to be told of the stone, it's money, and money is power.
Fair enough. So yeah, he'd be singing it from the rooftops then.
Yeah. So I don't know what guild did what, but Victoria, would you agree that it seems that there were? I mean, because these two Zents are dead. So I mean, armed people on the street, I would think bodyguards.
I don't know about bodyguards, but I definitely feel like there's like obviously there's some Guild War shit that has bled up into the North Ward. I don't know about bodyguards though.
Okay. But something was.
We don't know who this dude was.
Exactly.
Because I didn't see any tattoos on him, right?
On the gnome?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, here's another thought for you to throw another wrinkle.
Yeah,
Zents were there to rob said gnome.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Somebody else did the job first.
Okay, like they both came on.
Because like
right, the target's out and about. Two different groups show up, and then it's a shit show.
Yeah, what if this dude multiple people were tailing him, and it's just a matter of who got there first?
Okay.
I just don't see the Zents being bodyguards for someone with the stone.
The puppet thing is what's confusing me, because there was someone on the can you clarify for me the person limping away and was that woman trying to clarify that the person that was seen leaving and this puppet without strings is the same individual, or are those two different people that were on the ground that were doing something?
It was you saw that, I also saw this. Two separate.
So we don't know necessarily if they're the same person or two different people.
Yeah, so there was someone leaving the scene, someone saw something that did not look, and she meant it as in did not look human.
Yeah, but if you're jumping off of a roof into a fireball, you're gonna be limping.
Right, okay, so yeah. At least one above, one below.
Or potentially the same person taking a 20 or 30 foot jump down and messing up.
Because they were trying to rob this body and then they bolted.
Yeah. Puppet could also mean charming someone or controlling someone in some way, the way that
she very specifically. I actually have written down what she said. She very specifically said, where'd it go? It wasn't a man, more like a puppet shaped like a man, a puppet without strings. You asked where it was, she pointed to the roof. That's when Kellen tried to climb the roof, and then he didn't make it.
Yeah, okay.
I think we need to go back up. I don't think we're going to find what we're looking for in because we don't have any lead. And if there was an explosion, it would be hard to tell what direction they were all heading in.
We know that the person fleeing went down this alleyway. So it's either they went in the sewer or they came out on the other side of the alley.
Yeah,
but but I am also going to say back up is guards.
Maybe we could follow the sewer for a little bit and then pop back up and go to the roof from a different angle?
So I'll say this, because if you were continuing down the alleyway on above ground, that would be the same direction as dropping down here and going left? Or is it dropping down here and going right?
To go to the north, further into the North Ward?
The alleyway above the street that
if we were still in the alleyway, so what I'm asking is the alleyway and the sewer like this, or are they like this?
They're parallel.
Yeah, okay. So why don't we go down the sewer in the direction that would have been if we continued to the other side of the alley?
Yeah.
That way we're moving, because there's no reason why they would go in the alley and then I think walk backwards.
And then turn around. Yeah.
Yeah, but do we know where that alleyway leads to? Is that the one that leads to the big main street? Or is that the one by our house?
Can you say that again? I don't think I
So-
understood the question.
The alleyway that we have, they saw the puppet person run into, that we have gone into and then descended into the sewer below that alley. Does that alley, what kind of street does that connect to? Is that the alley that
So-
connects to the main road?
Yeah, Trollskull Alley moves forward and then snakes kind of like an S over here to the main road. There are 2 entrances to Trollskull Alley.
And
You
this
are
one
on the
takes us to the
farthest,
main road.
the farthest east one.
Okay.
And this one, if you go forward in the alley, you're taken to the main road that's further north. Also, if you go left in the sewer, you would also be moving into the city in that same direction.
I think we should go that way and pop out.
Yes. So let's go down the direction in the sewer that would have been that equivalent.
Corresponding to the direction they saw the person go on the street.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I believe so, yes. So you're going to go the left essentially in the sewer, and then pop back up out of the sewer on the other side, basically.
Yeah. I will. Let's go ahead a little bit, and then before we pop up, just if we hit major intersections, why don't we at least, you and I, Tallice, again, sorry, don't trust you that much. Be on the lookout for it, because remember when we were here last time, there were like
Eyeballs.
yeah, just to
Little
see if
yellow
they're
eye.
near, because if there's some nearby, that might affect things. But just keep an eye out for that, and if we don't see any, we go back up.
You
Sound
mean
like
the eyeball symbols that led you to the Xanathar
Yes. Yeah. the circle with the
hideout
spokes.
before? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
perception checks to keep an eye out for those.
Okay. Little Dragon Corp, don't fail me.
That was a little time freeze moment.
Perception
God,
is
sir.
15.
That's
Are you guys telling Con that you're looking for these eye symbols or no?
No.
no.
Okay.
I didn't ask you to roll up your sleeves, so it's like I don't know you. Yeah, no, I don't think you would say it.
I feel like we're too rushed right now to have the moment of like, who are you? And then that
Yeah.
moment's gonna come after we've revealed too much information.
Yeah, so I don't think he would mention like, oh, also, so when we went to the Xanathar Guild, like he wouldn't say that.
We're on the earrings, like, look out for the yellow eye. In our heads.
You're
I
on your
rolled a-
earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kellen, then you would see them putting their fingers to their ears while
that's
while
fair.
you're moving through.
Is having a thing. Actually, as they've stopped being loud, can I do a perception check? Do I hear anything that sounds like somebody running through the water, or any sort of
sure.
anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's-
As they're just sort of, as we've all now climbed out of the water, you know.
That's true.
Okay, that's not bad. We are underground now, so that is where's my perception? Okay, that's an 18.
Okay. Now that their conversation has kind of moved out of the actual speaking and everybody's quiet, the water's kind of settled, you're not moving around or splashing around, you take just a moment and to listen to see if you can hear any, because I mean these sewers are made of stone. Sound echoes really, really well. Don't hear anything, which leads you a bit to the conclusion that you guys are probably alone in the sewers currently.
After a couple of seconds, just turn back at them, probably still sitting there with their fingers out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now you two shut up. Don't sound like nobody's down here, so might as well go somewhere else.
Ah, right. What did you say your name was again?
Kellen,
Hi, Kellen. I'm Tallice. Nice to meet you.
pleasure.
What you don't mind me asking, like, what the fuck were you doing up there?
Well, I was walking down the alley, and then the world exploded.
Why
After
were
that,
you
I
in the
mean, we've been
alley?
running around a bit crazy.
Why were you in the alley?
Just walk and talk. Get away from the gods. Walk and talk. Walk and talk.
We are. This is walk and talk.
Okay.
Okay.
It needs to be stated for the DM.
Okay.
Alright. Tell him to turn back over to us. Well, to be honest, I had a friend of mine recommended this place called Three of Cups. Said good food, good drinks.
Uh-huh. Is he telling the truth? I have to do it because Nova's not here. Or does
Roll an
he seem
insight check.
honest?
You can roll an insight check.
I asked him to help because literally I got -2 inside. I'm like, hey, you look helpful.
19!
He appears to be telling the truth. He doesn't appear. I mean, he was in the alley. He was very near the Three of Cups. Appears to be forthcoming.
Checks out for now.
We would. So we're agreeing that even if no one's down here, we're at least going to use the sewers to get away from the guard commotion and then pop back up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
We gotta peek out of the grate and see if anyone's there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'll let one of you two do that.
Sir, I start climbing up, sir, with my muddy poop boots. I'm not tall enough for, hold on!
There's a ladder!
No, this is more fun! I grab his horns and
Oh my
pulling
God.
up.
Oh my God. Why don't you
Okay.
send Bramble?
Oh, right, I forgot about... Hi, Bramble, sorry it stinks like poo.
So, she kind of. Do you like? How do you? What does it look like when you summon Bramble?
I feel like I do it in different ways sometimes, but for this one I probably
Blow
literally
fast
go
whistle.
poof, and then I literally like say it, and then he appears in my hands.
Okay, so Kellen, you see Tallice go poof, and a tiny little man appears in her hands. He's got kind of like dragonfly wings and
Dark hair, dark armor.
dark hair, dark armor. He's got a little teeny tiny little sword on his belt and a teeny tiny little bow on his back. So he poofs, and what do you say to him, Tallice?
Hi, sorry it stinks like poo right now.
So he poofs, and his face immediately goes.
Alright, we're gonna go see if there's some guards up here. Whoosh. And I boost him up, and I go and I look in his eyes to check for guards near the sewer grate.
So you look in his eyes, but he hesitates in the air for a moment. Puts his goes really close to Kellen's face.
I pop out of... Yeah, I don't know who he is.
And then starts to fly up. He was just kind of like looking at you. Yeah, he's like right here.
Colin gets even closer. It's right there.
They kiss.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a staring contest. If Kellen gets closer, he's like not blinking. And he's continuing to not blink. Does Kellen blink?
Nope, Kellen's got to keep looking at him.
Okay.
Kellen's used to.
Just roll
Kellen's
me a
used
d20.
Kellen's used to people who actually look at him when he's not wearing his goggles. Being, I'm going to lose this one, I think. That's a 10.
He rolled an 11. So there's a moment where Kellen blinks and he goes, "Ah, I win," and then he flies out.
As he flies right to.
Time clock, people, time clock. Person getting away, lot of people dead.
Yeah, he flies up to the grate.
Alright.
Who getting away?
Criminal, bad person.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna jump in. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna just be like, go up there and tell me if there's any guards.
Okay. You guys had moved, I'd say probably about another 9 feet or so. Before you found another grate with a ladder. Do you help him get it open? He's teeny.
What is it like a flat slab or is it like a grate?
It's like it's not so much a grate as like cap.
Okay.
So it's gotta kind of push it open.
I'll push it a little bit so you can get out.
He scrambles out. And then if you kind of hold it open for him a little bit, he'll poke his head back in. I don't see anybody. Well, I mean, I
He's-
see somebodies, but not those somebodies.
Cool. All right, we're good, you guys.
Puts the goggles back on.
You're not a fan of bright light, and I'm getting that from you.
No, not at all.
My dad doesn't really like bright light either, but that's because he's like a full-blooded drow.
So, are you like Are you like up the ladder? Tower?
Yeah.
Sir's literally getting underneath you and like pushing you up by the butt. Like, go!
I'm trying. I'm not as strong as you. This grate's really heavy.
Oh, well, the
You don't use my body to push up in the grate. Give me a second.
You like put your hands on it, and Sir's like pushing you. Great, get pushed up. You can climb out. There's
Okay.
like sunlight like pours into the sewer
get a little,
from that.
get a little.
Ooh. I climb out.
Okay.
I climb out.
Okay.
Follow
I'm
the two
assuming
of them.
Kellen follows.
Yep.
All right. So you pop up onto the street. There are a few people who are like, because you're like climbing out of the sewer, so it's mostly like Waterdeepian nobles and people who live here in the North Ward, but they're like kind of skirting around the sewer as you're coming out of it. But you don't see any guards.
Are there any like businesses around with like big front windows?
There actually, where you were coming out, you can see there is a place called the Silent Shield, which is an inn.
You said that they were limping, right? Maybe people saw someone limp through.
Maybe. I will do my little and get.
And
A
it's
duck.
just it's exactly like that too, Kellen. It's not it has no finesse to it whatsoever.
It's just how he does it.
And a duck poofs into existence, who is very surprised by being pulled into this area. So there's like a very high pitched quack as he's like flapping and trying to maintain where he is, figuring out what's going on.
I know. He's like on the ground, sir. It's literally like, I know. Okay, just can you please just sort of get a little bit of a view, stay where we can do our thing. But if you see like a person with, and I don't know how to like put it into words, so I just kind of using the telepathic connection, just sort of
Mhm.
like of someone like that. You just let me know, okay, please?
There's a little like click of the beak as he's like flapping on the ground.
I love you so much.
Opens his wings and flies into the air.
I'm sorry. I will explain more to you soon. I have a duck. She is a little man. Tallice, what should we do?
I think we should have them keep like an aerial view, and let's go into some nearby businesses that are like right by where this alley ended, and just see if they saw someone limp past. Because like we really don't know where this person. Maybe we should go on the roof.
Well, we already have above eyes. So that will include the roofs. I think we should ask businesses.
Yeah.
Looking
Let's-
for an injured man who got away from us that we're trying to find.
Do we still have the little badges that we got when we were doing the job for the black staff?
Mhm.
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
now.
I think now is a good time before we kind of get into the nitty gritty of investigating to take a quick break.
Oh my god, it's
Mostly
10 o'clock.
because your DM has to pee. So we will take a roughly 5 to 7 minute break, and I realize that's a lie almost time, but I know. Okay. We will be back soon.
And you're back. Oh, well, where'd everybody go?
Oh.
Oh. If I click the thing on... Wow, I can't change my Discord or else it loses all y'all's picture.
Oh no.
I press I'm
Hello, everybody.
like, no, where'd you all go? I broke it. Turn back and my Discord's on a different screen. It's like, oh, that's why.
Welcome back to Waterdeep Dragon Heist Resurfaced. We have refreshed, taken a bit of a break, had a bit of a discussion. I think we're ready to get back to it. So you guys have come out on the corner, and there are actually street signs. So you would see with the street sign in Waterdeep. Waterdeep is very, very well organized. There is a street sign there that it tells you are on the corner of Horn Street and Whalegun Street.
Okay. So y'all said we should be looking and talking to businesses then, so I'm gonna go in here.
All right.
And gonna walk in. You said we popped up right next to an inn, right?
You did. It is an inn by the name, if I can get my map pulled up again.
Something shield or something.
Something shield, yeah, it was the Silent Shield. So, the Silent Shield is an inn. Moving in, it is very rudimentary, as far as like decoration goes. And it is only an inn. There's not a bar.
But do they have like a big window that's looking out at the street?
Yes, they do.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk up to the first person I can find at the desk.
First person you find at the desk is just a human woman. She's got very curly brown hair, like ringlet curls. She's sitting behind the desk. Looks like she's been basically just sitting there and picking at her nails. She looks a bit bored. Kind of leans forward to make eye contact with you as you come in, because you kind of come up to the desk. You're very short.
Galen's gonna rub his throat a little bit and look up to her. Excuse me, miss. I'm attempting to find a friend of mine, if you could be so kind. He came walking through, a little bit of a limp to him.
We haven't really seen many people today. A bit of a limp, though. It would make sense he was coming here. We do kind of tend to injured individuals here. Are you trying to find someone who has been... And she's like, roll an insight check.
19.
Okay. It's very much anybody who's been injured in a way that maybe they don't want to have other people know kind of place. Are you trying to find someone who's been injured?
Yes, we were doing a spot of work a little earlier, and we got separated during it. I figured, knowing the lay of the land, he may have come here.
Do you have a description of the man that you're looking for? I could maybe pop back into the back and see if I could find someone.
And Colin just sort of look around, sort of acting like he's trying to hem and haw, not wanting to give too much. I guess the most I'd feel comfortable saying is that, given the way he was limping, he comes off a bit mechanic, if you take my meaning. Not quite all there.
I'll take a pop back into the back and see what I can find. And she will get up and move through the door that's behind her. What are Sir and Tallice doing? Did you go... And he went in alone. You can see him talking to somebody.
I'm gonna tell Bramble, all right, sir, what did the building look like that you thought that the guy might have or whatever puppet thing came off of?
Was it the building that was right on the corner of to that alley, or was it a different?
Where you think that the puppet was?
Like where the necklace
where the woman looked to, because she specifically looked towards it, and I said, I looked there, and you said it's just a roof, but is it a particular business?
It was the building next to Corellin's Crown, and it was not a particular business. It was kind of just like one of the houses that's there.
Okay.
But it is next to Corellin's Crown.
The one directly next to Corellin's crown is the one that she was looking at.
All right, Bramble, you're gonna go over there. You might need to go invisible because I don't know if there's guards up there. Right next to Fallow's place. Check out the roof, see what's going on. If you find anything crazy, just let me know. You and me, buddy.
You got it, boss.
And I send him off.
Okay. Kellen. She's gone for about 5 minutes before she comes back. I'm not really finding anybody that might have the description of mechanical. We do like to operate under a bit of discretion with our clients. I'm sure you understand. That's not much more I can give you beyond that.
I understand completely. If I may ask for one other individual, he's a human male, dark hair, bit of a broader build.
I'll see what I can find. She steps back again. Do you have something that I can... She stops at the door. Do you have something that I can... If I do find an that fits this description, do you have something that I can give the man that might tell him who is asking after him in the event that he needs proof?
Do you have a scrap of paper? Maybe I can jot something down.
Sure. Yes, I do. And she pulls from a desk a scrap of paper, grabs a quill, dips it in some ink for you, and passes it over.
Oh, okay. And jots down, just writes the letters UF.
Okay.
And then help is here, and hands it back to her.
Okay. All right. She folds it up, heads back into the back again. She's gone a bit longer this time, maybe taking a bit more of a look around. Comes back holding the piece of paper. I unfortunately did not come across anybody that fit the description that you have today.
Oh, that's probably a good thing. That means that hasn't gotten himself hurt.
Glass half full kind of person, I see. Passes the note back to you.
Takes it, rolls it up as small as he can, and swallows it.
She does not appear phased in the slightest.
And just a little bow. Starts walking back out, just starts rubbing his throat.
Alright.
That was a lot of talking, and she left twice. Is he in there? Goodbye, Chel.
Bye.
Fairly well, good DM.
Hello, Chel.
That's it, I was done. Game over.
Alright, bye.
Come look, Will.
Okay. So you move back out into the street where you see Sir and Tallice.
Well, after the first description, didn't quite get what I meant when I said sort of mechanical. Something gave her a better description, she went back in. Couldn't find nothing.
Mechanical was puppet-like. Without any strings.
Should we just ask on other people if they saw anyone go by? I don't know what to do. Are there any beggars or little street urchins that are posted up around the alleyway entrance? No, this is the North
not
Ward.
the
They're
North Ward.
not allowing that.
No.
It's kind of hard. We ain't got much to go on for what you look like.
Tallice, in your noggin. Bramble is there. I think I might have found something.
What'd you find? Should I come take a look?
It's a piece of fabric,
Uh-huh.
but it's on the roof, and it's got some kind of weird symbol on it.
Can you carry it? Is it too big?
No, it's not too big. It's like, I could wear it like a cloak or something. It's big as me, but it's not heavy or anything.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna come over and take a look. Hold on. And I put my hand on Sir's pulsating bicep, and then I pop into his head.
You look down. he like sets it down on the ground and kind of steps aside so that you can look at it. It is a symbol. Let me get it up here. It looks like a gear. It's circular. It has a circle in the middle. It's got like a T intersection, and it's got the gear little knobbies on the outside.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, well, wait. Xanathar's was a circle with spokes.
10 spokes.
But didn't we see? Wasn't the freaking guy that we just talked to? Wasn't that his holy symbol? Wasn't that the dude's?
No, that wasn't.
West. Wouldn't they say that there were gears hanging on the walls?
There were gears hanging on the walls. It was just like
yeah,
decoration, though.
It wasn't okay. It wasn't the holy symbol. If I remember correctly, I don't believe it was the holy symbol of the monk. He had
No, not the monk.
Oh, you mean
the air guy?
Father
Tyre.
Father Tyre, the little mechanical temple.
Yeah, gold gear shape above door, symbol of Gond. Gond is a god of smiths and crafters.
Puppet-like.
You do recognize the symbol.
As the one that was above the door?
Are we actually dealing with some kind of like automaton that they built?
Okay. Yes.
Well, first off, you need to say. I'm guessing, do you explain?
Yeah, I would pop out and I would be like, hey, found a piece of fabric and had the symbol of Gond on it up there. I'm gonna have him come back, but like, ah!
When we went into the workshop of the Temple of Gond, was anyone working on something that looked like a man puppet?
Roll me a retroactive perception check at disadvantage.
Two.
2?
I rolled a 10 and a 4, and then I have minus 2.
You can't remember.
Temple of Gond.
The House of Inspired Hands is what it's called.
I mean, like, do we have a better lead?
No.
I'm gonna have him.
I turned back to Kellen. I'm sorry, well, do we? No.
Kellen! If
I don't know
even your real name. Are you even really a dwarf? I grab his ear.
Why don't I slap your hand? Slap your hand. Don't be rude.
He's not wearing an illusion.
He's helping us. Why don't you call for a Dre, and I'm gonna just check in and see how things are with Nova.
All right. I'll hail a Dre.
Nova, how are things going over there? What's the situation?
Well, all of the injured have been kind of gathered in here. There's 2 people. One's kind of really tall and the other's a little short. I think he's a magister. He's got purple robes, who have been really, really examining the bodies.
Weird question. Do you remember when we were in the Temple of Gond, seeing anything in there that looked like a puppet, a man-shaped puppet that anyone was working on in there?
If you give me just a second to pull up my character sheet, I might be able to tell you if I saw something that was there.
Thank you, love.
There's my girl.
Even when she's not here, she's gonna be clutch. She literally solves so many problems. Kristy,
come back.
Okay. And I mean, I remember there being a lot of like beams and stuff because they said that they were working on like the cranes and all of that kind of stuff. And there was that guy that was working with the forge, and there were some people who were working on weapons, but I don't remember anybody that looked like a man.
Okay. We found a piece of cloth on the roof where possibly the attack happened that had the Temple of Gone symbol on it, so
Are you going to go there?
maybe. Tallice
Okay.
is getting a dray. I don't know. This is a lot, but I feel like the trail's getting colder the longer that we go on, and you always know what to do.
Go to the temple. Go to the temple.
And I don't know what to do. Did she
Go
say
to
she
the
said
temple.
okay?
Do you want me to try to listen in on what's happening here, or should I attend to the people who are hurt?
You do what you feel is right. But listen, if you think that what they're talking about is going to be helpful, then yes, but make sure that those people are safe. That's what you do. That's you.
Okay.
You'll do the right thing. You always do.
Okay.
Nova, are you gonna do like a card reading for all of those people? What if every single one of them gets the 10 of swords? What are you gonna do then? Are you gonna do a card
Tallice!
reading about- What?
He probably said Tallice out loud. Get a dray.
I'm trying.
roll your pant leg up a bit. Show some thigh.
I'm wearing booty shorts. There's no more thigh to show.
Kellen, help her out. Roll up your pants.
Kellen flash some thigh. She is able to get a dray.
You know?
I'll give him 3 copper.
Turn your
Okay.
turn your calf out a bit. Okay.
Show
Pull it in front of the armor.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yes, you are able to get a dray.
I paid for it for everyone.
Okay.
That's the C ward?
Yes, it is the seaboard.
That's
Cool. Going west, right?
Yep. It's yep. Across the city again.
Cool.
Okay. So a dray is, as you know from writing them a lot in this city, basically a horse-drawn double-decker bus, which will bring you to your destination in the Sea Ward. At this point in the morning, it's probably about, because you guys woke up pretty early, we're looking at probably about 9, pushing towards 10. You started your day very early, man. You're getting a lot done.
Yep.
And you were brought to the House of Inspired Hands. This building, Kellen, for you, has like a central, smaller building that's basically like an atrium, and then there are 2 very large buildings on either side. The one to the right is at least 2 or 3 stories tall. And from that building, you were hearing a lot of noise. There's lots of like clanging and banging, steam-powered equipment, basically construction noises coming from that building. The building to the left kind of has a dome on top that is clear in some places and not clear in other places. And there's like a telescope that's kind of poking out of it, and there are gold gears that are on the middle building, kind of over the door, symbolizing that this is the House of Inspired Hands.
Do I see a puppet-shaped man shaped? Limping?
Yes.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes.
Why did he?
Did it walk? Wait, did we catch up to it because we took a dray and it walked?
Public transportation.
So I know you asked that question jokingly, but in fact, as you guys are kind of taking this building in, on top of the dome, in a place where because it's like paneled basically, and some of the panels are glass and some of the panels are stone or like metal, and there's a window on part of them, and perched on the sill of that window, like balancing on the balls of the toes, knees up, you see the silhouette of a humanoid shape.
What? Alright, we gotta go talk to Father. What's his face?
You see it raise its arm,
Oh, fuck.
and on its hand perched is a tiny sparrow, which it then releases.
Oh God, this is so
Oh god,
funny.
it's sentient. It's
This
sentient.
is so funny. I'm gonna tell because I told Hickory to stay within that 100-foot radius of me. Hickory, please down that sparrow.
You want Hickory to down the sparrow. How would you like Hickory to do so?
Ducks are crazy, man.
I mean, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have talons or anything.
He has that
but-
little point on the end of his little ducky beak, though. Maybe he can just.
Well, I
He
mean, well,
does have, like,
familiars
a- Go ahead.
familiars can't attack
No.
technically, but I'm basically like, listen, I know we don't know each other a lot, but I think there needs to be an in-air collision because I'm worried that sparrow has a message.
Okay.
Just basically dive bomb it and try and take it out.
Okay. Okay, so first I will say, simply for now, we'll be using the Raven stats.
You got it. Okay.
Um,
I'm worried it's sending a message. So.
does the Raven have a claw attack or does it have a beak attack?
Beak attack.
Okay, we will keep that then. All right.
It's a duck. It's
It's a duck.
freaking duck.
It's a duck. All right, so you would like him to essentially grapple the sparrow?
Listen, your familiar has a bow and arrow. Yes.
I mean, I could make him poof right here.
Okay.
Sir would have muttered out loud, it might be sending a message, but the rest, he's been talking telepathically, so that's all he said. But yes.
Okay. So the sparrow is released, and it starts to fly straight, but then it starts to circle above you. Circles once, and I will say that as one Hickory can be sent off
Okay.
into the air. Begins a second circle. Roll the strength, like a grapple check for,
Yeah.
for Hickory.
Ravens have a -4,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled a 2. -2. But
Okay.
sparrows are also not strong. So we'll see.
So, as Hickory collides with this bird, it is above your head, basically. It's important to note now that all three of you are looking up. This is not a living, breathing, has blood sort of sparrow. It is mechanical.
It's strong.
Oh god.
When Hickory collides with it, and it is a collision, because there's not really much for Hickory to do to grab onto it. Neither is there anything for the sparrow to do to grab onto Hickory. It's basically just like a boom in the sky kind of situation. Does so does like a 12? It's a 12. It's a 12 hit.
12 is a Raven's armor class.
Okay. So
Oh, god.
on the collision, the sparrow explodes
Hickory!
Oh god.
and deals 2 damage to Hickory.
Oh my.
Okay, question. Because Ravens have average of 1 or 1d4 minus 1 hit points. So technically,
You can roll his hit
technically
points really
Hickory
quick.
technically Hickory could live. Oh god, I don't have a d4 in this. I have 2 percentile dice, but I must have grabbed mixed sets. So D4. Hickory, please live.
Please, good boy.
I rolled a 1, so it has 1 hit point. So Hickory explodes.
He's gone.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He's gone.
I'll bring you back.
So there's an explosion, but when he dies, quote unquote, he kind of poofs out of existence, rather than there being
Sir's just
blood and gore.
Sir's just like. He's not. He's not moving.
Are there any like little pieces of Robo Sparrow that fell on the ground?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I look at them?
Sure. I mean,
Are they
it's
just metal?
metal plates, screws, springs.
All right, sir. Here, do you want to hold Bramble? He's small.
I look down at Bramble. How's Bramble?
I
what's
poof
Bramble's-
Bramble to me.
What's Bramble's reaction?
He's standing in your hand.
Tallice,
Yeah, I think we should.
go get the puppet man.
All right,
I'm coming.
all right. Come on,
on.
Kellen.
Come on, Bramble.
Follows
Bramble
after
replies
Tallice.
to you.
He's like, Tempe said that they don't die. Tempe said that.
I'm so sorry.
He's more so sad because he knows that he's gonna be so upset that I basically told him to.
Kamikaze.
But it could have saved. That could have been very helpful.
Fucking bird kamikaze.
When you guys look back up at the roof, you do not see the silhouette of the humanoid shape anymore.
Oh, god damn it!
Dog. Fucking Hickory.
What are we doing?
I'm going in the building.
It was on the roof, or was it inside
the-
on a?
On the domed roof, where there was a window perched on a windowsill.
That's like the temple part, not the workshop part, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm going there because that's where Father What's-His-Face Tire was.
If you, since I'm holding Bramble, I'll be like, Bramble, do you want to see if it crawled into a window up there or something? I know that I can't really tell you what to do, but
I mean, I can do that.
yeah. Tallice.
Wait, they're frozen.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
I thought it was Chel looking like.
No.
oh, we lost Chel for a moment.
Okay.
It was like being paralyzed. I could hear all of you, but you couldn't hear me.
They said
Take it all we got was you going.
I can do that.
Yeah, they said I can do that, and sort of like nodded, like yeah.
He was like, I can do that, but you look really sad, and I was told to stay with you because you're really sad.
If you do this for me, it will make me feel better.
You got it, boss. And he flies up to the window.
He's a good little man.
He's a good boy.
Okay, I'm
So-
going with
So you're going with Kellen and Tallice? Okay. So entering the atrium and kind of turning to the left brings you into the more temple area of the House of Inspired Hands. There are metal and stone like seats and benches that are around for people to sit on and to pray and to worship. There's stained glass windows that are kind of against the back wall. There's an altar for if there are maybe any services or anything like that. And but this first floor, and there are multiple stories. There's about 3 stories in this building. This first floor is mostly empty because it's basically for congregation rather than anything else. But there are other floors.
Do we see
You
him?
do, Father Tyre specifically.
Yeah.
You do not see Father Tyre.
Fuck.
There is, however, a dragonborn woman who is here. that you could speak with as well. I lost it in my notes. Deals there it is.
Oh, wasn't there?
A bronze dragonborn woman who is here.
Yeah, there was two people. There was Father Tyre and Sister Sumali. Maybe this is... I will approach the dragon barn.
Okay. So the three of you approach the dragonborn. She turns to you. Good morning. It's lovely to see people here at the House of Inspired Hands. What can I do for you today?
Right, well, should we just get straight to the point? Should we just do that? Is that what we're doing?
Is there a problem? She's looking between the three of you.
John's gonna take a little step back, like.
So, we, basically, there was, like, somebody did something not very good by our house, and a couple people died, and we're pretty sure that the person's here right now. Except that they're not a person, they're a puppet.
Oh, that's impossible.
No, it's not, because we saw him on the roof.
Well, I'm sure you saw him on that is Nim. But Nim does not leave. In fact, Nim can't leave.
So then how would we know what he looked like?
That's a good point. So I'm sorry, you saw him do this?
It was
There
was a
witnesses.
there was a witness in the it was some sort of bombing or attack. Many people are hurt. Someone said that they saw something of that description, like a man-shaped puppet on a roof. It had a scrap of cloth bearing the symbol of this temple, so we came here. And then we saw it on the roof of this
On the
building.
roof.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's Nim. Nim is a nimblewright that was gifted to our temple by a Lantanese wizard. You said you saw Nim on the roof. What exactly was Nim doing on the roof?
Playing with a mechanical bird.
Okay. Well, why don't you all come with me then? If this is all true, I believe we should address it with him. It's Nim is a nimblewright. Do you know what a nimblewright is? She asks you.
Do we know what a nimblewright is?
I can try and make an inference from what the name is, that it's like some sort of automatic scribe.
So they are basically puppets that are enchanted by artificers to basically be alive. They're frequently used in like parades, and sometimes people use them in their homes. But come along, I can introduce you to Nim, and you can ask Nim your questions.
Do you, while she takes us, you work on a lot of mechanical projects here. You mentioned a artificer. They make magical devices, items.
Yes, generally.
Do you also do that here? Make magical items?
We can. We generally stick to things of more of a mechanical nature, like clockwork things along those lines, and then things for the city should they commission us for it.
Okay.
She takes you up the stairs. The first level, I guess the second level, but the first level that you get to, is a big room that has about 24 marble pedestals. Each one is bearing some sort of invention on it. They're like different models or miniature models of things. As you're kind of walking by and going up the stairs again, you can like see there's like a small wooden flying machine that has wings that flap. There's like a miniature model of a mechanical dragon turtle that has a brass plate, excuse me. on its pedestal that reads something that you can't really see from this distance. They're just like the little inventions that are being displayed. You move again up to the next floor. There's one more floor, basically an attic. You go up the stairs, and she points to the door that is locked, which is why she was probably saying Nim can't get out. There's like a padlock on the outside. She unlocks the padlock, goes to unlock the door. Door is also locked. She sighs, starts pounding, knocking on the door. Nim, could you please open the door? Silence.
Would you like me to get that for you?
It can be locked from the inside.
Locked or potentially barred. You could take a crack at it, I suppose. She steps aside.
Do I have access to the lock from the outside? On the door?
Mm-hmm.
Check and see if it's locked. If it's locked, I'm going to try to pick it.
It is locked. You can go ahead and pick it. Go ahead and roll a check with your thieves' tools.
So you're a locksmith as well.
Only on Thursdays. Or when I'm getting paid. Or I'm getting in. And I do not for the life of me know what my modifier is. Let me see here. Where is my... Okay. Oh, it would say this on roll 20, but it doesn't.
If it's more helpful, you can use your dexterity modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
Hey, that'll work. Okay, thank you. Okay, so that is plus 6. It's 15.
Okay. This is a very well constructed lock, and it appears to be a lock that has been added to the door. Like, the door was not constructed with a lock. This lock has been since added to the door. And it is very well constructed, so it takes you a little bit to kind of sit there, listen to find like where the tumblers are turning, find which of the different things you need to push up. You listen. Eventually there is a small click, and the door opens.
Like, tough little bugger.
Step back and let the woman go first.
Thanks.
I won't address how you know how to do that. I will simply say thank you for unlocking the lock. And she will go into the room.
I will follow her.
Okay.
I will follow, and I kind of turn and say, Thursday.
Thursday.
What's Thursday?
that's kind of yeah.
Okay.
I like thinking that he made up a day.
So you enter the room. It is basically an attic. It is domed because there is the dome that is on top of the building, and there are panels. It's basically like in every other panel, glass, metal, making up this dome. So there are parts in which you can see the sky and you can see the sun. There are a lot of boxes that are being covered by like canvas sheets. There is also a work table upon which you see a lot of tools, a lot of mechanical pieces, a lot of gears, a lot of metal pieces. There is what appears to be a makeshift bed. So it's basically like a couple of crates with like a few pieces of canvas like folded up to be a pillow, and then there's like a canvas draped across it. There is no Nimble right in sight.
Is there an open window?
There is a window. It is not open.
Is Bramble on the other side of the window?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
This is...
He never leaves, huh?
No, he does not leave, which if you wouldn't mind helping me take a bit of a look around, see if he's hiding. Nim, she calls out.
Kellen's gonna
Nim, do you
back
like
up to the
play
door
hide and seek?
and try to sort of make himself as wide as he can to try to fill the door with his little frame.
Okay. Okay.
This is 6 strength.
Sir, yeah, sir is kind of looking down at you like.
It's like the beefy bunny, tiny bunny cowmoji of just like.
All right. Yeah, sure. Nim.
As you watch, he's in his hand. Kellen is holding what looks to be maybe about a 3 or 4 inch little round tube in one of his hands.
Okay.
This is it's not even noon. This is such a weird day. Nim. I'm gonna help look around.
Nim,
Okay.
You're not in
Taking-
trouble.
Taking a look around, Tallice, eventually, behind some crates, you like peek behind, and there is a humanoid shaped, I will call him a person for posterity's sake, person. Behind.
Like, crouched.
Yeah, kind of like sitting down with like the knees kind of up, just sitting.
I will sit across from him and also like bring my knees up to my chest and kind of like sit. And I'll kind of wave to him, say hi.
He's made up of like almost like gold metal plates. Doesn't have a face. It's basically smooth.
Oh, that's creepy.
He's kind of sitting. You say hi. Holds up a hand and waves.
Can you understand me?
Nods.
You're very shiny. I like the metal that you're made out of. Here, I brought you something, and I'm gonna take one of the gems, and I still have the dead body, and I'm gonna give it to him.
Gets very excited and is like, and like takes it.
Why'd you put that in the chat? I hate that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I didn't know.
It's ugly.
They're cool. They're robots. Sorry.
Sorry, it freaks me out when things don't have faces.
Oh.
Oh, he's fancy. All right,
Wow.
dang, daddy.
Oh, I want to like play one of these.
But he gets very excited. Like hands kind of come up like this, kind of shakes a little bit, reaches out for it, and takes it,
Yeah, I'll give him that one.
holding it kind of like this, playing with it, looking. Even though he has no face, he looks like he can see. So he's like looking over the different facets of the gem.
So, it doesn't seem like you can really answer me, and that's okay. Maybe we can
Shakes his head.
just try yes or no. Yes or no is easier for everyone anyway. Have you been going and sneaking out and playing in the city?
Shakes his head no.
Nim, if you can tell me the truth, I can give you another present. But you have to
Nods.
you have to be honest. Were you out in the city?
Shakes
All
his
right.
head no.
No. All right. I'm gonna go on my earring. I found him. We're just chilling behind some crates. What should I ask him?
Come over. Kind of like look over.
He like.
It's all right. He only looks big. He's actually like I could probably. Well, no, but he's not. He's nice.
He stands up and clambers up over the crate that he's been hiding behind, jumps off of it, and kind of moves over to the corner of the room. Corner, it's a circle, but like towards the side of the room.
I'm not gonna do anything, alright? I just...
It's all right. We can just sit and talk.
Looks between Sir Tallice, the Dragonborn you're with, and Kellen. He's kind of just looking around. Sets the gem down very carefully in front of him, and then starts signing very quickly at the Dragonborn.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
What
What is
it
he
casting?
saying?
Is it casting a spell or something?
No, he's speaking with me. We've developed sort of a rudimentary sign language in which we can understand each other.
Oh.
Would like to know who you are and why you're here?
My name's Tallice.
My name is
He looks at Kellen.
Right, I suppose my name's Kellen.
There were some people that were hurt very badly by our home. One of those people said that they saw you there.
And points at himself, shakes his head.
Is he wearing any sort of cloth or fabric or robe on him? Or is he
No.
buck?
No
Okay.
clothing.
Does it look like there's any sort of cloth or clothing anywhere in the room?
Yes, actually. Over on the workbench, there are a few piles of robes. Similar to the one that the Dragonborn priestess that you are currently with is wearing.
John's gonna walk over and just start flipping through and see if any of them are torn.
Okay. You flip through, they're folded, so you kind of have to unfold them. The Dragonborn, what is it that you're doing?
Well, as they mentioned, we found a bit of a fabric with your holy dinghy on it. Just looking to see if any of these are gonna tear in it, maybe missing it.
She gestures to allow you to continue. You unfold them, shake them out, check where any of the holy symbols are. There are like the holy symbol, there's like a big one on the chest, but then there's also smaller ones that line the bottom like hems of like the sleeves and then the bottom hem of the robes. It doesn't appear that any of these have any pieces missing.
And I don't see any more in the room anywhere.
No, that's all that you see. The priestess speaks up again. Nim, somebody saw someone that looked just like you doing something very, very bad, so I need you to tell the absolute truth now and tell me if you've left this room.
It's all right, Nim. We're not mad at you.
Roll a persuasion check, Victoria. With advantage because the priestess is talking with you as well.
Okay.
Oh
Buying.
no, we lost one.
Hello?
Oh, 3 of us are here.
Oh, he's like fully offline right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Wow.
his account is totally offline.
We'll keep going for now.
Okay, that's really good. Hello? Persuasion?
Yes.
24.
Ooh.
24. Very good.
With advantage,
very,
I rolled an
very good.
18. It would have been an 11 plus 6 otherwise. Let's see if we can... Everything is black?
Whoa, we're trying to get Dylan back here.
Sorry, everyone. It wouldn't be Probo if there weren't technical difficulties.
Which I find this hysterical because every image right now on Twitch is a piece of Victoria's camera. We got it. I'm her shoulder.
Witness me!
Okay, so Sir is one arm, Tallice is a bicep, Chel's one hand, I'm sort of a shoulder and a bureau. Oop, now I'm a bicep as well.
Oh, he's back online. There he is.
If I vogue...
Oh,
Hey, bud.
that never happens to me.
Wow.
Okay.
So we didn't go too far. I just got Victoria's roll, which was a 24.
Whew.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Advantage.
So Nim looks at Tallice, who is being very kind to him. Kind of slumps his shoulders a bit. His head kind of moves forward, and he begins to sign to your priestess again. His eyebrows kind of raise as he begins to speak. So Nim is telling me, she pauses as he keeps talking, that he took the time with his tools and using the window to exit the city to find supplies, or exit the attic to find supplies into the city, that over time he built his own nimble to ease his loneliness. But it fled in terror a month ago and has not been seen since.
When Nim climbed over the crate and walked over into the corner, did he walk with a limp?
No.
I believe. Okay.
That's really amazing that you went and did that. Thank you for telling us.
I can understand that it would probably be lonely in here. I'm sorry.
Does that nimble have a name?
He shakes his head.
Look just like you? Or like what kinds of things did you build them out of?
Starts to pick up different gold plating that have been kind of moves over to his workspace and picks up bits of gold plating that have been like shaped into different shapes, kind of holds his arm out and shows that like it fits onto an arm and like shows you.
Okay. Did you go out? But you did go out on the roof and you just let go a little bird earlier.
Nods.
Just another thing that you were making.
Signs again, which is translated to you, says that he was testing something that he created. He's always been building things. I apologize if he caused you any inconvenience in entering the grounds.
No, it's all right.
My friend sort of broke it, so I'm sorry.
Signs again, which is translated to you. He says, I've been trying to fix it. Nim, what does that mean? And kind of just like holds up like a just wait and moves over to his workbench again, opens up a crate from which he pulls a very strange looking contraption. It has kind of like, you know how a garden hose has like the handle or with like the trigger. It's got like a long handle with a similar trigger. It looks almost like a bike brake, but it's held upright, and it's basically like a lot of piping and different pieces that kind of come together, comes up and moves into a little umbrella on top.
Ooh.
And he like moves towards Kellen and is like showing him like, look.
Kellen takes a couple of steps back from him. Just looks down at the small tube he's carrying in his hand, and will hold it up and show it to him.
Are you like activating it essentially?
Or
are you just handing it to him basically?
Just showing it to him at the moment, seeing how he reacts as he just sort of turns it and rotates.
He kind of bends down a bit. He's looking at it.
And then as he leans forward like this, gonna hold it perpendicularly, so it'll go right in front.
Okay.
And then activating it.
Okay, so you watch as he holds it perpendicular right in front and activates it, and from this like rod that he's holding, a blade erupts. Basically, a collapsible blade.
Oh.
And Nim like jumps for a second at like the as it kind of like activates, but then like sets down the contraption he was holding and is like trying to take it from you to see if he can see it.
And let him look at it.
Okay, he's very excited looking at this contraption that you've got in front of you. He's like your blade, he's like turning it over, trying to see how it works, looking at like a button that you might be able to push, or like he's trying to figure it out. But he's set the contraption, the umbrella like contraption down.
Can I turn to the Dragonborn and so I realize now I didn't actually catch your name.
My name is Sumali.
Oh, we've heard of you. All right, hi, Sumali.
okay.
We've helped Father
Hello.
Tyre before. I'm Tallice. That's Sir.
You assisted with
The
the
City of
problems
the
in the City of the Dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, actually.
Do you, Sister Sumali, do you happen to have any idea what this umbrella thing is? It's really cute. It would be really fun to brandish in a parade, like marching around and make the umbrella open and close.
As
Um,
Tallice is saying that, Gullet's gonna try to squeeze the trigger on it.
Okay. Squeezing the trigger on it, the umbrella on top begins to spin. And it begins to unleash this very high-pitched beeping sound that's going extremely quickly. It's like a beep 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 beep, beep kind of like a metal detector, like when a metal detector is getting close to something.
Toss it at Sir.
What is this? What's it doing?
I mean, okay, wait. So, does it keep on beeping?
When the
you let
trigger
go?
is released, it stops.
Okay. Ow. First off.
So Nim has managed to figure out how to retract the blade of your sword, and he's just basically just playing with this, and he turns around the second the beeping happens and watches his contraption get thrown to Sir. And he just like stops and like puts his hand up like no.
I caught it. First off, yes, let's not throw things that are not ours. Second of all, I'm not the smartest person. But you said that you were trying to fix it. Do you mean trying to fix the problem of your companion has gone missing?
Points at you.
So this is supposed to fix it.
Points at you. Makes a motion to pull the trigger again. Like to tell you to pull the trigger,
Yeah,
like makes
okay.
that motion. So when you do it, starts making that beeping noise, the umbrella starts spinning, points at
Pointed
it,
at him.
points at himself.
Yeah. Pointed at him while holding the
And-
trigger.
Yeah, and the beeping gets faster when it gets closer to him. It's still very quick, but it gets a little bit slower when you pull it away.
You are very smart. This is very smart.
He points at the sword that he's holding that is now retracted, points at Sir, points at the sword, points at you, Kellen. As in, like, this is also very smart.
Okay.
Show him. Oh wait, don't you have your little? Nova's not here. He'd like Nova's little scythe. We have a friend who has a scythe, but it turns into a stick, and the blade goes like.
It's Crib is actually working on that.
It's pretty
He
cool.
will hand Kellen back his sword that is now retracted.
Then he can stick back his little holder on his chest.
I could. I'll show him that you would actually really like my friend Crab. He likes making things, normally dangerous things, but I'll take out the molten war pick
Okay.
just to kind of show the. I don't know because it only technically happens on a critical hit, so I don't know if you can kind of show how the mechanism works, or if I'd have to hit something really hard to make it do it.
I mean, you could, like, show him, like, exactly how the war pick is, like, manufactured, and he'd be able to see, like,
Yeah.
the mechanics behind it without having to like hit.
Okay.
But
Okay. Yeah. So he made this for me. It's a pretty impressive little bit of work. For you, it's the war. I don't know if you watched when I got
Yeah.
the war pick. Okay, so then you got it. It's got the like. So like
Mhm.
it has the heat, and then like he's like basically like the steam can build up, and then it basically just punctures. Put that back on my belt though. I don't want people holding that. It's
he signs though, which is then translated to you. He didn't want to go too far so that he didn't get in trouble, so he didn't know how to find his creation, but he created this to find it.
Do you have any idea where that Nimblewright might have gone? Was it like a nice Nimblewright, or was it like hanging out with like bad people, or did it have a favorite place?
He shrugs. He signs, which is translated to you. It escaped. He doesn't know.
Could we
Points
maybe...
at you guys.
Yeah.
Points at the
we
the
can find it.
contraption.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we could borrow it.
Nods.
I'm sorry for accusing you. Didn't know that there were multiple Nimblewrights around.
Kind of gives
So.
you.
Okay. Disappeared a month ago.
Nods.
Do you... Was it... I guess it was wearing... it. Since we found that scrap of fabric, it was wearing...
One of
The
your
right-
robes.
Yeah.
He nods. He points at the clothing that Kellen was checking before.
Did Bramble retrieve that, or did you just look at it?
I didn't say. I told him... I basically had told him to come back because he said he could carry it. But then I poofed him in and out, so I don't know if he can take that with him. So if he can't take an object with him, then it's gone.
I don't know.
He didn't have it with him when he was waving at the window.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
He probably... Just because I teleported him.
Yeah. I mean, that's... Yeah, so this is the best bet without having that to scry with. So yeah, we need this little
Yeah.
thingy, which is more fun anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Kellen, did you have any questions or any ideas to ask Nim?
You only made the one, right? There's only two of
He
you.
nods. He nods. He shakes his head like emphatically. Just pulls up just one finger.
Suppose back to the alley then. Probably the best place to start. Closest.
I suppose.
Nim, if you're lonely, I don't know if Sister Sumali or Father Tyre would allow it, but if you want to spend time with people, maybe we can come visit sometimes.
He looks at Sister Sumali, who sighs, as long as you don't go creating things without permission anymore, like other Nimblewrights, I don't see a problem with them coming to visit you. And he like looks back at you guys.
Nim, can you write in common?
Nods.
Okay, here. I'm gonna put something together for you. So I'm gonna take one of my little pieces of one of my paper birds, and I'm
Okay.
gonna take from my like large glitter bag, I'm gonna fill up like a smaller bag of glitter, and I'm gonna get the other gem, and I'm gonna give them to him. And I'm gonna be like, this is some glitter in case you just throw it. Well, you probably shouldn't throw it at people, but if you throw it in like the air around yourself, that's just a really nice feeling and it looks good. And then this is another gem to say thank you. And this piece of paper, if you ever want to talk, you write a letter to me, or you could write a letter to Sir or Kellen, and then you fold it up like a little paper bird and it'll fly to me. So if you open the window, that's technically not leaving. It'll come find me. And then if you're lonely, I'll come, you just write me and I'll come hang out. Or you can just write me and say hi.
Nods, takes it, kind of puts his hand in the glitter and comes out and his fingers are like coated. And there's a moment of like, oh.
That is
It's
never
more
going
fun
to
if
be
you just
clean
like,
again.
if you just throw it, it's better.
Throw some glitter in the air.
Woo!
It kind of settles like on you guys. It settles a little bit in your hair, Kellen, and your hair, sir, and he nods emphatically again.
And just throw it.
Thanks, Nim.
I think that's all of our questions, Sister Sumali.
If you do find the Nimblewhite, it would be lovely if it could be returned to us.
Is there anything we should know about like interacting with them?
Well, they're not alive in our sense of the word. They are enchanted, essentially, to have a level
Nim
of
seemed
consciousness.
very alive.
I just simply mean they don't bleed. They're not alive, but they do have a level of consciousness.
So just putting it together isn't enough to make it work. You have to use magic.
Which is where the artificer comes in, or a wizard, depending on who you speak with. Nim is a bit of a special case. He was gifted to us by a Lantanese wizard. He has a bit more of a consciousness, I suppose, than most other Nimblewrights do. The Nimblewrights, you may have seen them used in parades throughout the city. They're generally programmed with like one task. So that task could be dancing, that task could be twirling swords, that task could be something performative, but they're generally just programmed with one task. And Nim is a bit of a special case. The wizard that gifted him to us, essentially he was gifted to help us around. And he does. Obviously, he's very, very talented. But generally, they're not as alive as Nim is.
But is Nim able to perform the magic capable of animating a Nimblewright?
Yeah.
And Nim, how did you animate the Nimblewright? And he points at himself.
You take your own part of your own like magic and
Nods.
put it.
Nods.
Did that hurt?
Shakes his head.
That's amazing.
But if that Nimblewright, if it has your, like your magic power in it, maybe that's why it was able to leave and go do all of these things instead of just like performing a single task. Because it like caused an explosion outside of our house and killed like 10 people.
That is something that needs a little bit more delicate of a touch. But yes, people are dead. Possibly because of
Nim just
The DM disappearing.
Nim's like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal
Peace.
with it.
I'm out.
People are dead. Possibly because of your
Hangs his
creation.
head.
That doesn't mean it's your fault. But, and I turn to Sister Sumali, is that something that you really want returned and connected back to here?
I believe that there's a sense of responsibility that needs to be taken on us, specifically, pointing at herself, for allowing it to happen. I do not think that any implication or legal problems will come our way, simply that the Nimblewright that Nim created will likely be destroyed. But I would like to be able to take the responsibility that needs to be taken.
Okay. And I'm guessing because of Nim's special case, there isn't like some sort of way to just, forgive me, turn it off.
There is, I suppose, which is essentially what I meant by being destroyed. They kind of have a magic core within their chests. Nim, would you like to show them? And Nim takes a moment to get a screwdriver and unscrew his chest plate, pulls it off, and there's like a glowing, like greenish blue, like stone, essentially.
It's like the color of the sea. My cat is going nuts.
Okay.
And he'll put it back on, screw it back in.
Well, it's
Are nimble rights like really strong? Like if we were to try to like catch it, would it be like really strong or really fast, or is it more just like a regular person?
looks like it's made of. I mean, it's made of completely metal.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
It-
know.
The thing is, the one that we're trying to find is damaged. It was limping. I don't know if how easily it is able to repair itself, but it's not like it's just gonna hop on a tray.
Nim signs. They can be fast, I suppose. He's saying. Generally very nimble. Forgive my my pun there.
Okay. So, I mean, yeah, it sounds like we go back home. We stop using this thing.
I think we should point it at Nova and tell her that it's a stinky tracker and that she's setting it off.
I think Nova's deserving of some kindness for the work that she's doing today.
Yeah.
But maybe at a later time, we can say that she's stinky. Is there anything else that you need, Tallice? Should we head back?
No, I'm okay. Kellen, did you have anything else you wanted to do?
Still ain't got my food and my drink, so guess I'll follow along with you for now.
Yes, for your help, I think that can be arranged without the need of coin. I think it's fine.
He's gonna lean over, lean sort of over towards her.
And can you imagine the coin we can get if we can get that thing out of that other one?
He's doing the whole Kabuka girl thing. No. Well. So, as a you're just invested. I suppose that's fair. Can you do me one quick favor while we go back downstairs and get a J and go back home?
Okay.
I suppose I can do that for you.
Can you just roll up your sleeves for me, please?
Yeah, let's see those forearms, baby.
Pulls up the sleeves. Pulls up the sleeve. Up to the elbows on both sides. Holds up his arms.
Snake tat? Eye tat? Tribal tat?
Nope.
Freckles?
Clear as a baby's bottom.
Alright.
Can I try to pull back his collar and check the back of his neck? While he's unsuspecting?
Sure.
we can just ask people. No, go.
So while you're showing Sir your forearms, the back of your collar is yanked down.
Nothing on the back of my neck. Nothing on.
What if
We're
he just has a giant snake tattooed on his chest?
Do you want him to strip for you? What are you doing, man?
No.
No, it's funny because I'll go on the earring and be like, look, maybe we'll just go to a bathhouse, which means that Nova just hears that. And no other context.
Oh god. So you just are a locksmith and you just like to visit the Three of Cups at 9 in the morning when it doesn't open until 5? Is that it?
I didn't say my friend gave me good information. I just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
Then your house blew up.
Who recommended you?
Oh. Friend of mine by the name of Holla.
Like holla holla get coin.
No, like Holla.
Hi.
Holla. Holla. All right. Okay. I guess a lot of people come in. Has he come in before? Is that why he recommended it?
I've heard good things from her on it, so I would assume she'd been around.
Ah, she.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't check my preconceptions at the door. Well, for some reason I thought.
I mean, like, we can definitely feed you. We have, like, 6 bananas in our house right now, and if the staff hasn't eaten all of them, maybe we'll give you a bite of one.
Just a bite. What we're gonna do with the rest of the bananas?
I'll eat the rest of it.
Oh god. I
Sort of
wanna
look
see
between the two of
banana.
them. I don't even know what that is.
I
I'm
didn't
not sure if it's a
either.
code for something, so I'm not quite right. You ain't talking about some Mordain, is you?
No. There's no code. It's not that
I
kind
mean,
of
if you want to
establishment.
talk in code about something crazy, we could. We could make up a secret language. We could make up a secret handshake. No? No one wants to do that?
I didn't say no. I didn't say no. I'm just thinking about how we're probably going to be wrapped up for the next while answering questions from guards and how there's injured people in our tavern.
And how we have the necklace that's the key, like, piece of evidence.
You don't know I have that, though.
Oh. I thought you told me everything over the earring. You said you were conveying it. Yeah. You were
okay.
like...
That's fair. Yeah. Should have left that with Nova. But that's okay. Because...
Are we going to tell them that the smoke was us, too?
Nope, it was from the fire. Let's go.
So your dray pulls up outside of the alleyway that leads to Trollskull Alley, where your home is. You do notice that there are still 6 guards posted at the edge of this alley. So you get off of the dray, and that is something that you have to contend with first.
Do you want me to... I go on the earring. Should I, like, lie to them, or should I be honest with them about that we were there when the explosion happened?
Nova, lie to who?
The guard! The watch blocking the alley!
Do I recognize any of them?
Any of the guards?
Yeah.
No, I will say no, you do not.
Okay.
Just be honest, because if they catch us in a lie, it's gonna look a lot worse. We didn't do any. We didn't do anything illegal.
Got it.
We help
Let's-
people.
Let's go.
Okay.
Helen, sometimes honesty is the best policy. I pat him on the back, because he didn't hear any of that. And I will approach the alley.
I'm
Looking
sorry,
at just sort of.
we have little things that let our friends talk. I'm sorry. I'm sure you figured it out.
Because they
It
do
makes
sit there
sense with
because they
the-
have to touch it.
It makes sense with the whole finger in the ear thing, but, just some random statements every once in a while might confusion.
Oh no, I know. I apologize. It's
Ain't nothing to it.
So Tallice approaches the guards. Please don't approach. We've got an investigation going on.
Yes, right. We live down here, and we have information about that. We are the owners of the Three of Cups, and we pursued the attacker after the explosion.
All
Please
right.
take us to your supervisor, sir. Not you, sir. I point back at him. You, sir. His name is Sir.
Oh God, you're being a
Uh,
Karen.
All right. Why don't we bring them to Barnabas and safe? Guy next to him nods. Breaks away. Come on, come with me.
Thanks, mister.
Brings you into the alley. Where the two people that you saw enter, the very tall man and then the magister in the purple robes, are speaking together. Walks up to them with you trailing behind. Mr. Blastwind, Mr. Crumley, these are the owners of the Three of Cups. They have information for you. The magister in the purple robes turns, nods at the guard, who walks away. My name is Barnabas Blastwind. This is my colleague, Saith Cromley. Information. What is it that you have for me?
Sorry, hold on. I'm writing names.
I can send them.
What was Cromley's name? Crowley?
Saith. Saeth. Cromley.
There we go. I kind of look at Sir for a second. Well,
We were trying to help people when the explosion first happened. We were trying to help injured people get out. I carried a few to the Three of Cups, where we have a friend who's a healer, so she was trying to take care of them. Her name is Nova. Probably spoke with her. But
she
one
really
of
likes your purple robes.
she may say something like that. But one of there was a woman, I didn't catch her name, a human noble woman, who, when I came to ask if she was all right, said that there was a suspicious person that she had seen on the roof of the building on next to the describe the building.
Safe is now taking notes in the little notebook he's holding.
There was someone else, our friend Fala, who sort of said something similar, saw someone that was leaving down the alleyway after the explosion, was limping away but not necessarily in like a panicked sense. She thought that it looked suspicious, so
We pursued.
I told people to call the guard after we had gotten the injured out, but I didn't want to lose this person. If it was an injured person, or if it was a suspicious person, I just didn't want them wandering into the city. So the three of us, went after them, but we didn't find them per se. Just sort of up and disappeared.
Unsurprising to me, considering you're not trained members of the guard. Continue.
Oh well. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was.
That's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems I don't know if the person on the roof and the person that was leaving was the same, but I mean, someone standing on the roof when an explosion like that happened seems weird. So it seemed like some kind of deliberate attack. I don't know. We didn't climb up on the roof, so I don't know.
Do you know who any of these people that died? Do you know who they are? Can you they're kind of jacked up. I guess it would be hard to identify them.
So this whole time, he's got kind of like a walking stick. He's been balancing both hands on the walking stick and very expressionless has just been listening to you, looking back and forth between you. That's actually a question that I'd like to ask you now that you've returned from your vigilante chasing.
Adventuring.
He looks at you with a very please don't interrupt me sort of look. You three are the owners of the Three of Cups.
Nova and I are the owners, and Miss Torres here helps manage.
And he looks at Kellen.
I don't.
You're just listening to the conversation?
I'm what
He
you
was-
might say.
He was helping with the injured, and he also concerned for the person that was leaving. Came with us. He does not work at the Three of Cups. He's a patron.
He pulls from his bag a glass orb. Will you hold this for me for a moment? And passes it to Tallice.
Fuck! Why?
I just need you to hold it. I do have some questions for you if you don't mind remaining here for a moment. He's holding it out, so Tallice will take it.
I'm good.
I
No,
need to
thanks.
see if you are a registered magic user within the city. You take this orb from me, and you allow it to tell me yes or no, or you will be taken into custody.
Well, I'm only visiting because I'm with the Sea Maidens Fair, so we're leaving soon. I'm
Then the
only
orb
here
will tell
visiting.
me that. Please take it.
Uh-huh. I take it.
It does not glow, because you are not a registered magic user in the city. Takes it back from you. Passes it to Kellen.
Reach out, takes it, sort of looking at it.
Doesn't glow.
It's supposed to do something.
If you are a registered arcane magic user or an arcane magic user in general within the city, it will glow and tell me that you are.
Hold it back out at him.
Takes it back. Passes it to Sir.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It glows.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me.
It glows a purple color. So purple tells me that you are not registered as a magic user, but you are a magic user all the same. Do you mind telling me why you are not registered as such when you live here?
I am a magic user of like 2
One?
days.
Not even. It's been like
1
literally
day?
1 day.
I only just started tutelage like yesterday.
If that's true, I'm making a note. You have a 10-day in order to get registered as a magic user of the arcane variety in the city. Someone will be by to check with you in a 10-day. If you are not registered, you will be fined. Further than that, if you continue to not be registered, you will be asked to leave the city. Do I make myself clear?
I was going to go out and do it today, but there was sort of an explosion outside of my house.
I don't need an explanation. I just need a yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, can I ask you all a few questions?
Yeah.
Yes?
Did you know anybody among the dead?
Do we know anybody among the dead?
No,
No.
not that we saw.
Makes a note. Why do you think that someone would be coming so quickly to your place of business? And
Wait,
why
what?
do you think they would be being pursued?
What do you mean?
Was someone being pursued to our business?
Was someone coming to our business?
We're not even
I've
open.
gathered a bit of information from my own personal investigation here. And someone was being pursued, moving towards your tavern. So, why do you think somebody would be coming towards your tavern, and why do you think they'd be being pursued? Do you have any
'Cause we're
insights on that?
Really cool, good adventurers who are really popular, and we're friends with like the Blackstaff, and we're friends with Rainy, and we're friends with a bunch of people who want us to do jobs for them. So they're probably like, "Oh my god, do some work for me."
It had to
Notes are being made.
if they were coming specifically to our tavern, which is not open in the morning. There are a lot of other businesses here. But if they were, I guess it would be to talk to us. Because they're not here to partake of our business, because it's not open. But they could have very well been running to any other business.
They weren't. They were running to yours.
Okay, then I
Oh,
guess
alright
it was
then.
then I guess it was to talk to us. But we don't know anybody that's dead.
What were you doing when the blast went off?
Eating breakfast.
Walking down the
What's
street.
Notes are being made. It's like a little notebook, so he like slaps it shut a little with just his hands. All right, those are all the questions I have for now. I know where you live, so I will be able to come and ask you any questions that I deem fit. Mr. Kellen, if I need to reach you, where can I?
Don't you worry about that. You need me, I'll just find out about it.
That's so suspicious sounding. That is the most suspicious sounding thing to say to a guard.
Mr. Kellen, I need a place of residence in order to find you should I have any further questions. That's not how this
Ugh.
works.
You know what? We have a spare bedroom. Why don't you just leave notes for him here?
Good enough for me. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask any of the remaining guard. There will be people posted in the alley. I will be in touch.
Thanks, Barnabas.
Mr. Blastwind, to you, please. Then he begins to
Mr.
walk away.
Barnabas Blastwind. After he walks away, big butthead.
Kind of a dick, that one. Kind of snake.
But leaving guards in there makes it hard to get around without being seen.
Oh, I mean, people are dead. Jesus.
Hey, so, why don't you tell me why the person you don't know that you ain't spoke to because he's dead is coming to talk to you?
I mean,
'Cause
like,
you would know that.
legitimately, we like
Tell you if I knew.
what we said to good old Bonnie.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying he's a little not off quite there.
What I want to know is which person was running to our place and
Well, like,
They've
didn't
kind
even
of
say which
stepped
one.
down the alley off to the side and are speaking to each other.
can
And how do
I
they know that
get
they were-
Bramble and make him go invisible and fly over and spy on them.
Sure.
Then I put my hand on Sir's bicep and I go into Bramble's.
The minute she does it, she really seems to have a thing for grabbing onto your arm.
I mean, who wouldn't? And I like flex my other one a little bit.
Why don't you Chel and look a little closer?
See? Exactly.
Welcome to the polycule.
Okay. So Bramble flies over. You are looking through him?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check for Bramble. Even flapping his little wings is, or moving around makes sound.
Do I have advantage if he's invisible?
Yes, I will say that you do.
Good, because the first roll was a 2. And he has like a stealth of like 1 billion. His stealth is like +8, so that's an 18.
Okay. All right, he says to Safe. So we know a few things. Let's go over them again. And he kind of opens his little notebook, pulls his glasses down to the tip of his nose, looking down. The gnome was running from armed pursuers, of which there were 3. We know that much. The third person chasing them we think is not among the dead, is that correct? And then Safe nods. We know for sure that the gnome and his pursuers are moving towards the tavern in Trollskull Alley, points at the 3 of Cups, but that neither the gnome nor his pursuers saw the blast coming. Everyone who was caught in the blast was surprised. So that means that the blast happened independent of the gnome being pursued. We need to find this third person and where they've gone. Safe nods. I don't think this third person has anything to do with the fireball blast. If they were among the pursuers that were pursuing the gnome, and they were unaware of the blast coming, they were likely not the one who was casting the fireball, correct? It's very clear that anybody who works at the 3 of Cups has absolutely no clue of any of these people. And though one of them is a magic user, very, very beginner, I can tell that just by looking at him. I doubt he has any ability to cast fireball.
Level 3.
I just look stupid enough.
I don't think that we should discount that, though. I think we need to speak with them a bit more, perhaps ask a few questions, but I want to come back and let them get complacent. If they get complacent, we can come back when they're a bit more comfortable and see if there's anything that can come out then. It's about what you get from him.
Sorry, I'm writing notes. I have so many notes for the session. This is insane.
No, I mean, go on. If you want to like touch my bicep, you can like touch my bicep. you can feel it a little bit. My delts are amazing.
I pop back in.
As you pop in, you can see Kellen just reaching up.
Do it. Do it. It's really nice, Kellen. Do it.
Hang on. Wait, hang on it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Lift him up. Lift
hang
him
on
up.
my arm.
So, I found some stuff out.
Okay.
There were 3 people that they think were pursuing that little gnome.
I put a hand on you. Tell me inside. Tell me inside.
Oh, all right.
Come on. Let's go.
Come on, Kellen. Let's go inside. Let me introduce you to the other member of the polycule.
Why do you keep using that word?
Because that's what we are. We're all dating. Because I said so.
Someone should have told me about that.
It's just got a whole lot more interesting.
We're not adventurers, we're just hanging out, we don't know anything.
Anyway, take you inside. Okay, so what?
Are there still people in here? We'll go upstairs.
Yes, there are still people. Not as many. People have been starting to kind of be cleared out and brought to temples to be cared for. The bodies were still there. There was a cart that was there that was loading them up, but the bodies were still there.
PTSD, sir?
Yeah, seeing bodies loaded in the cart didn't make him feel too good.
We get Nova, we go up to her tent. We tell that should we like close for the night? We should probably send the staff home. This is insane.
Yes, I think that's fair. We can be closed for the night.
Yeah, we'll send the staff home. We'll make sure that they still get paid what they would normally get paid. I can take it out of my pocket, and send them home. Walking in pairs.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then we go to the tent.
So, going upstairs, it is an entirely different environment than the downstairs. There's lots of like tapestries and like twinkle lights, and there's kind of a hazy sort of smoke because there's like a hookah bar with like cushions that people can sit on, and there's a big like colorful tent that's set up where like tarot readings are done. It's very like carnival themed, but also like really like bohemian kind of style. Like it's very different from downstairs.
Callan's thrown behind just sort of doing the.
Yes, it's amazing. We're wonderful interior decorators. Okay, what did you learn?
Right, so what they think happened was that there were 3 pursuers chasing the gnome there. 2 of them died, but one of them got away while they were heading here. But they think the blast was a surprise, so they think that the 3rd pursuer who is still missing is not the person who did the blast, which means that it's not this Nimblewright thing, right?
Right. I mean, if there were 3 pursuers, I'm guessing. Callan,
Are you a Zent?
do you know what the Zentarum is?
I mean, I lived in Waterdeep long enough. I'm familiar with them. But no, I ain't with them.
Okay, because I've not seen your whole skill set, but it does seem adjacent, though.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. But if the 2 that were dead had Zentarum tattoos, so that would make sense that the 3rd one was also Zentarum.
And if I was a Zentarum, would potentially make me the 3rd one. I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, at least you're open about it. But go on, Tallice. I didn't mean to interrupt. It's just, I guess, he's just gonna hear it. So.
I mean, that's basically it. They want to come back later when they feel like we're like calmed down, so that we'll be more complacent and like tell them stuff that we're not telling them now or that we might have forgotten with all the craziness happening. So like, get ready for good old Barney to come back because he's not done with us yet.
Well, here's the thing that I want
He's
to
a
know.
purple dinosaur, crotchety old man.
Here's the thing that I want to know. If the other thing, Nimblewright, was the thing that caused the explosion from the roof, and obviously didn't care about Zentarum getting caught in it, is it being controlled by or working with the Xanathar's Guild? Is it working on its own or by someone that we don't even know?
I think it could be all of them. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
So didn't that thing say that it broke a piece of itself off to make the thing?
Mhm.
Yeah, it used a fragment of the magic core, something. Yeah.
So it may just be that it's much like Barney there may just not be all there upstairs. Now, if you take one tiny piece of yourself, it ain't really you.
Yeah. Someone still took something off of the body of that gnome. So the other question to ask is, was it a case of caused the explosion, jumped down and took it, or did the third person, who's probably a Zend, take it and they have whatever it is?
Yeah, he did have a pocket full of gems, so he definitely probably took a really nice, like, diamond. Probably some really nice gems in that pocket. I mean, I
He had
so,
it was a whole pouch of gems, though.
yep.
Why would you
And-
take one specific one out?
If he left the gems, it
I
was
got
something
him
that was
my
worth
earring.
more.
I'm not mentioning the stone. I don't want to mention the stone.
No,
Really
he
nice diamond.
he knows. He's just trying to ask logical questions. He's like, but he's like, yeah, that's really confusing.
Yeah, why would you just take one and not take the whole bag if you...
Exactly.
Maybe it was
Well, I
like
don't
the
know.
Big Daddy diamond and all of its little baby diamonds, and he went and took like a really big one.
Yeah,
But still,
or
he's dead. You take them all.
maybe it's just going to be harder to find out that he was even robbed, because they'll think, maybe they don't. They'll see, well, he's got a whole pouch of gems, so no one robbed him. I don't know.
They didn't mention anything about that.
She told me about the gems. And somebody could have robbed him.
I mean, the gems are probably gone now, but
Really, you think? But Barney and his buddies out there trying to get them gems now will be nothing but rubble.
The only thing that we can do is use, which I'm surprised that Barnabas didn't ask me what the hell this thing that I'm carrying is. But anyway,
That's honestly on me. I totally forgot you
well,
had it.
we can't put it in the bag of holding. Realistically, it's probably in
yeah.
the bag.
well, doesn't Nova have the bag of holding?
I thought you carried the bag of holding.
No, I carry the portable hole, my dear. I think Nova carries the bag of holding.
Yeah,
so
so I
we
think
didn't
you
have
would have
it.
been holding it. That was totally on me. And he might come back and ask you about that, but that was totally me. I totally forgot.
It's a
As
very,
Sir holds it
very-
out,
Because it's
Talon's
like
going to reach up
big,
and sort of
too.
squeeze the trigger and see if anything happens.
That's true.
That's a good question.
Chel was like, I put the book away.
I did!
Infinite
Those are ending
problems.
soon. That's okay. It's totally fine. I just need to...
It's like all of a sudden Sarah's like, hey, look at this thing.
Yeah, it's really funny though because it's big. It's like
Yeah, it's like
yeah, it's big. So the fact that he didn't ask you about it, it's really funny. Okay.
it goes to show.
Nimble right. Detector.
Yeah.
Where are you, my friend? There you are.
This will lead us to that, but I don't know if it'll lead us to the third person. So
Okay, I think this is a good place to end the session because you squeeze it, and very slowly, the umbrella turns, and there's a beep, 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 indicating that it is somewhat close. And that's where we'll end for the night.
yeah. It's
Oh, it's
coming
been a
from
long ass
inside-
day. Let's go to bed.
It's coming from inside the Three of Cups.
It's in the basement.
It's Manchun.
All right.
You're Manchun.
Not everyone's been shoot, you guys.
The thing is, if we keep on saying that, eventually someone
Eventually,
will be.
we will be right.
That is true. Kellen rolls his sleeves up, and one of his hands is entirely metal.
How did I not know this?
That's the thing. When I checked for illusions, I grabbed his ear. I didn't grab his arm, so he could be. We could be sleeping on that and not
You
even
never know. Okay, that was a great session, you guys. That went very, very well.
I have 2 pages of notes.
Thank you so much for joining us,
It's
Matthew.
my
It was
pleasure.
a lot of fun. Matthew will be joining us next week as well, and depending on how that goes, maybe another week or two. So, a little bit of an addition for now. Is there anything anybody would like to throw out there before we sign off for the night?
Go to littledragoncorp.com and use the coupon code PROBONUS, PROBONUS, and get 10% off of your order. And check out our other games every night of the week.
Tuned for possibly fun stuff going on Mystic Hour when Kristy comes back, because
Oh yeah.
because the plans are fun, so it might be a cool little like multi-week thing.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, when you're trying to climb a building to see what's on the roof and you've got squiggly little toothpick arms, it's hazing. You're new. We've got to do it to you, man. Make sure you add your proficiency bonus. We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Goodbye.